Good afternoon and welcome to the Budweiser Bull Pen in downtown Amarillo for the third game of a three-game set between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Colorado Grits. I'm Chiarenza, and this weekend has been a fun one, although for the Wranglers, it's not gone the way that they would have liked. The Colorado Grit have found their groove as they come on the road, spoil the party on Friday in the home opener, and they get a big win yesterday, 9-3, to get back to 500. The Grit enter the matchup with the record of 5-5-2-1, 13 points on the season, and all of a sudden things have turned around for now head coach Kevin Holmstrom. He took over on October 1st, lost his first three. The Colorado Grit now are on a three-game heater. Look out as they look to get the sweep here this afternoon. For the Wranglers, they look to get back to form. 7-4-0-2 is their record. They have 16 points on the year. They currently sit at third place in the South. And for Colorado, with the win yesterday, they get to sixth place in the division. And since these are the only two teams in the South Division active today, with a win, Colorado can jump all the way up to fourth place in the division. So there's a little bit riding on this game for both teams coming into the matchup, and obviously for the Wranglers, last two games didn't go the way that they would have liked. They look to pick up their first win on home ice here this afternoon and get a critical 2 points to get back to their winning ways. Yesterday, it was the Colorado Grit show, but seemingly not at the start. And a lot of people look at the box score, see 9-3, and say, well, Colorado must have dominated that whole game. Well, that's not really the entire story. In fact, the first period belonged to the Wranglers. They were coming out. They ran their running gun scheme. They were scoring. They had 2 goals. First, it was Emil Skelton's on the power play. Then it was Corson McGuire on a great give and go with Grayson Gerhard that got the Wranglers on the board for the second time. And then after the first period where the Wranglers had outshot the Grit double, 18-9, in the second period things just fell apart for the Wranglers as a couple penalties earlier on in the period put Colorado on a 5-on-3 opportunity twice, and they scored on each of them to make it a 2-2 game. Then some unlucky bounces for the Wranglers go Colorado's way. It's all about puck luck sometimes. Then the Grit, next thing you know, have a 4-2 lead through 2 periods of play. And then things just fall apart even more in the third period. The Wranglers do get a shorthanded goal, their first of the season, at the start of the third period. Thought it was Andrew Morton last night. They've since changed that to Grayson Gerhard, although I think upon further inspection, they will give it back to Morton. But at this point in time, they do give it to Gerhard. So the Wranglers at that point had tied it had gotten to within 1 to make it 4-3, and then Colorado stole the show. Last night, 5 power play goals for the Colorado Grit helped lift them to victory over the Wranglers in a 9-3 game. Charlie Zolan played all 60 minutes. He stopped 32 of 41, while Pete Sterling stopped 31 of 34 for Colorado in the Grit's 5th victory of the season. So now for Colorado, you've got a lot of momentum. You've gotten 2 wins in enemy territory, not to mention the win they got last Saturday against Corpus Christi at the American Bank Center. So now Colorado has won 3 straight games on the road, and they improved their away record to 4-1 coming in today's matchup. And so for Colorado, who is 1-4-2-1 at home, seems like they found their footing on the road. Kevin Holmstrom has taken hold of the reins as the new head coach of this team, and they've started to find their groove so far to start the season. For the Wranglers, again, they look to get back to their winning ways here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Last 2 nights, not the way that they expected things to go. And in both games, the Wranglers came out hot in the first period, had a lead, and then things just fell apart at the seams afterwards. The key for the Wranglers here tonight is to, once again, get off to a hot start, but you got to find a way to play a full 60 minutes. And the thing that really kicked the Wranglers and the thing that really shot themselves in the foot yesterday were the penalties. The penalties piled up, 5 power play goals for Colorado. The Grit had 11 chances on the man advantage, and I believe it was 3 5-on-3 opportunities, and they scored on all 3 5-on-3s. And then you had a couple more power play goals, and it's just a recipe for disaster. I don't think there's very many teams that will win after surrendering that kind of statistics on special teams. So look for special teams to maybe play a factor here today. In the first game, there wasn't a whole lot of penalties called. I think it was just 5 combined. And then yesterday, the laundry list of penalties against the Wranglers, and come to today, and it seems like you got a mixed bag. You don't really know what you're going to expect. But should special teams play a factor, Colorado knows how to solve the Wranglers' penalty kill with their power play. So for the Wranglers, it's best to just stay out of the box and not have to put your penalty kill to the test. And so, shaping up to be a good affair here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers looking to get back in the win column and pick up their 8th win of the season against a surging Colorado Grit team who looks to continue to surge up the standings in year 2 of the North American Hockey League. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Wranglers pregame show to get to tonight's starting lineups between the Wranglers and the Grits. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
Final game of the 3-game set between the Wranglers and the Grit here this weekend. Colorado took Friday's matchup 4-3 in the shootout. Yesterday they won big 9-3 at the bullpen. And so today, on a Sunday afternoon, Colorado going for the sweep. The Wranglers looking to pick up a win for the first time on home ice this season. And this is the 3rd game the Wranglers have played at home this year. Spent 11 games on the road to open the season. And so now this has been their homecoming, which, to this point, Colorado is spoiled. And this is a different Colorado team this year from what we saw in year 1. From year 1, the Grit were a team where they would find themselves down early and would just struggle to really find a way to climb back in games. But really the theme of the weekend has been quite the opposite. Colorado has been resilient, they've been fast, and they've found a way to come back in these games and win. So under Kevin Holmstrom, this Colorado Grit team has been surging as of late. Looking to continue that here today. So let's get to tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the Colorado Grit, who are the visitor here today. They'll send out their 3rd line to begin play. Number 92, Sheldon Roux, starts at left wing. The Quebec native who stands at 6 foot even, 165 pounds. We'll see number 19, George Poirier, as his center today. Poirier stands at 6'3", 200 pounds, and is a native of Arvada, Colorado. His right wing will be number 12, Justin Velasquez, standing at 6 foot even, 180 pounds. A native of Ashburn, Virginia, will round out that starting line of forwards for the Grit. Colorado getting a bunch of scoring yesterday, which we'll talk about as the night goes on, or I should say the afternoon. These afternoon games are always confusing. They're always tricky because you don't know what time it is because you can't see outside. If you think it's nighttime, it's an afternoon game. So we get to the starting defense for Colorado. Number 26, Braden Junker, standing at 6'1", 170 pounds. The native of Elk River, Minnesota, took a lot of shots last night. And to my surprise, when I was updating my stat sheets, Braden Junker actually didn't have a point yesterday, if you can believe that. So as good as he was, putting shots on Charlie Zolan, ended up without a point. He'll be paired up with number 22, Luke Chernows here this afternoon. Chernows standing at 5'10", 180 pounds, a native of Lakeland, Minnesota. Rounds out the starting 5 skaters for Colorado. As between the pipes tonight, or this afternoon, it'll be Jack Erickson once again. So Erickson started on Friday, picked up the 4-3 shootout win. Erickson in that game stopped 34 of 37 and went 3 for 3 in the shootout to give the Grit the victory. Erickson, standing at 6'1", 170 pounds, is a native of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and on the season has played 10 games, has a record of 2-4-2-1, a 2.83 goals against average, and even 900 save percentage on the season. It's his second year with Colorado, and so far it's been a vast improvement from year 1 to year 2 for Erickson, and he was really sharp on Friday night. He'll look to continue that here on Sunday afternoon. The Colorado Grit are led by new head coach Kevin Holmstrom, playing in his 7th game behind the bench for Colorado. His assistant is Todd McElrath, as the Colorado Grit look to pick up their 6th win of the season. Now let's get to the starting lineup for your Amarillo Wranglers. And they'll send out their second line here this afternoon. And good to see a new face in the lineup. Old but new. What's old is new. Number 44, Trace Day, the returner, gets back into the lineup after serving his 5-game suspension. Last time we saw him was in Lone Star, which seems like ages ago. Day stands at 6'4", 215 pounds. Is a 2005 born forward from Mesa, Arizona. And this, I think, is going to help the Wranglers a lot. Not just in terms of scoring out throughout the entire game, but in terms of getting the power play jump started, which did get a goal yesterday. They now have 1 power play goal in their last 5 games, the Wranglers do. And Trace Day is going to be a catalyst on that man advantage for the Wranglers, as Day this season has a team-leading 3 power play goals. So you add him back into the mix, the power play numbers should go up if the Wranglers are able to keep things hot on the man advantage. They just had 3 tries yesterday. So Day gets back into the lineup. He starts at left wing. Down the middle, it'll be number 39, Carl Jacobson for the Wranglers. Standing at 5'10", 180 pounds, the Swedish forward will start down the middle. Jacobson this season in 13 games has 2 goals and 3 assists. As looks like head coach Taylor Harnett breaks up the Swedish combination as number 77, Daniel Rasega, stays on the second line. So Jacobson has 2 new line mates this afternoon. Rasega, standing at 5'10", 175 pounds, is a native of Phoenix, Arizona. They got him listed at Phoenix, Arizona. He played for the Junior Coyotes, although speaking to his dad yesterday, he was actually born in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, as his dad is an Army veteran. And so Daniel Rasega starts at right wing, and this is a guy that has looked very, very good over the last couple of games. And it's good to see his dad in attendance. We'll say hello to the rest of the Rasega family back home, as Daniel Rasega starts at right wing, has 2 assists in 12 games this season, had 1 assist on the Saturday game against Shreveport last week, and he's been looking better and better each game. And you add a speedy forward like Trace Day to that line, with a smart forward like Carl Jacobson in the middle, I think that line could be the recipe for success for the Wranglers. We know how hot that line of Gerhard, Morton, and McGuire has been. The Wranglers need a little bit more scoring throughout the course of the lineup. I think that could be it, especially with Day returning to the lineup. So those are the 3 starting forwards, Day, Jacobson, and Rasega, starting for the Wranglers. On defense, number 4, Ashton Breyer returns to the lineup after missing yesterday's game. Breyer stands at 6'5", 195 pounds, and is a 2004 born defenseman from Mound, Minnesota. Breyer on the season has 2 assists in 12 games. He did earn an assist on Friday. And he'll be paired up with number 17, Emil Skeltons, the Wranglers' first goal scorer yesterday. Skelton stands at 6'4", 190 pounds. Is a 2005 born defenseman from Latvia. Skelton's got the Wranglers on the board first. It's his 2nd power play goal and the 2nd goal of the season for Skeltons, as he has 3 points in 9 games after spending last year in Norway. So those are the 2 starting defensemen for the Wranglers this afternoon. And between the pipes, number 33, Will Lubomov. Now, I've been waiting a long time to see Lubomov get back between the pipes, because the last time we saw him, he was sharp. Lubomov against the New Hampshire Mountain Kings stopped 18 of 19 in what was a 4-1 Wrangler victory. The backup tonight is Charles Antoine Girard, standing at 6'4", 174 pounds. He is a native of Quebec. Lubomov, big man at 6'4", 210 pounds, born in 2006, and is a native of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So for Lubomov on the season, just the 1 game, record of 1-0, 1 goal against average, and a .947 save percentage. Charlie Zolan not dressing tonight, and from what I've been told, this was a decision that was made before the outcome of yesterday's game. So Charlie Zolan, while he does let in 9 goals, the decision to start Lubomov and have Girard be the backup was not impacted at all by the play from yesterday's game. So Lubomov, wearing number 33, gets the start in net for the Wranglers tonight. I'm excited to see what he can do between the pipes for the Wranglers as they look to get back in the win column. Both teams are 4-4 in their last. The Grit are 4-4-2-0 in their last 10 games. The Wranglers are 4-4-0-2. So you chalk it up as being 4-4-2 for both squads in their last 10. We'll see who has the edge here on Sunday afternoon. The Grit have taken the ice. They will be wearing their black jerseys today with some gold and red mixed in. They will skate from left to right as you see it on NATV. The Wranglers, who have just hit the ice, will be wearing their white jerseys with blue numbers and professional red trim. They will skate from right to left as you see it on NATV. We'll paint a picture for your mind's eye for our audio listeners on our YouTube feed. So, the stage is set. The Wranglers and the Grit are all ready to go for this afternoon's game here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. It's the third of 7 straight here in downtown Amarillo. The Wranglers started off the season 7-3-0-1 on the road. Have dropped their last 2. They look to get a win here for the first time on home ice. Colorado and Amarillo meeting for the 17th time all-time and the 5th time this season, 5 out of 12. It'll be a 12-game season series. This will be the last time these two see each other until November 29th at Greeley Ice House for what will be a 2-game set. Always fun when these two South Division rivals meet. They've seen a lot of each other over the year, and so they've got to know each other very, very well. And they don't like each other all that well either. And that was evident at the end of yesterday's game. So with the players on the ice, the red carpet rolled out. We'll get the preliminaries out of the way. And coming up next year at the bullpen is a ceremonial puck drop and then the national anthem. It looks like dropping our first ceremonial puck tonight is athletic trainer Lisa Johnson, who does a fantastic job. She's out there with her grandchildren as one of the youngsters drops the puck there. And we'll be back in just a moment after the national anthem for first period puck drop here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Thanks for tuning in to the pregame show brought to you by Austin Hose. We are all set and ready to go at the Budweiser Bull Pen as we honor our hero of the game to crank the raid siren to get the Budweiser Bull Pen roaring. Tonight our hero is Master Sergeant Chris Luckert of the United States Marine Corps, 19 years in the service, and he's still on active duty. So we thank him for his service. He's been on multiple deployments to Afghanistan and the Middle East. And so he is tonight's hero of the game. And he'll get us rolling here at the bullpen. And so, we are all set and ready to go here at the bullpen. Today's starting goaltenders, Jack Erickson, who were in the 4-3 shootout victory on Friday, and William Lubomov for the Wranglers with a 1-0 record, a 1 goal against average, and a .947 save percentage. They get us started here in Amarillo as Colorado off the opening faceoff careens it down into the Wranglers' end. On the far wall, they spar for it. At the left point, Junker flutters a puck to Velasquez. Now back up to Junker. He'll move it across the line. Toss there is blocked by Breyer. Wranglers trying to nip the puck out. Grit keep it in. It's flagged down by Skeltons, and he will jolt it forward. Resega dodges a check from Junker on the far wall as the Grit rotate the puck out to center. Sal Serrato off his own end, while to Will Sinclair, who almost got into a fight yesterday. Probably could have and probably should have. The officials broke it up. Talking to Sinclair earlier today, he was like, yeah, I was ready to go. But they just wouldn't let him do it. So we'll see what the Wranglers have today. As in the neutral zone, Morton corrals a puck and darts towards the right side. He gets decked down by Helgeson, and the Grit bench howls in approval. Now over the red line, Ori drops it back, passes sniffed out by Gerhard. He'll feed McGuire, and the Wranglers get into the attacking end. Morton gets bumped into the wall, around the net. Pavlovich loses his balance. Luckily for him, Helgeson was there. And now he'll skate it to the neutral zone and lose the puck to McGuire, who takes a quick shot. That's stopped by Erickson, and that is the first save of the afternoon for either side. And our first whistle as well, coming 1:32 into the first. This draw will be to the left of Erickson on the far circle of the Colorado zone. We thank you for joining us here today on the Wranglers Hockey Network for a Sunday fun day as Wellborn rips a shot off the draw that goes off a body out in front. And Colorado takes care of the rest. They'll drive their way down the right wing. Riles doing the deed, and he will be bumped off the puck below the Wrangler goal line as Amarillo rolls out. Hannes over the blue line is offside. A little under 2 minutes into the first. So for the Wranglers, you look at what the changes were from yesterday, and obviously adding Day back into the lineup helps. You pair him with Jacobson and Resega, and then Hannes, Miller, and Phillips stay together. And then on the fourth line, Apollon, Goldberg, and Oleslav is the trio. As at the line, cycling is Beidel on the left wing. Looks to center. Pass was intercepted by the Wranglers and jabbed back out to center. Beidel, number 17, watch out for him today. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in the 9-3 Colorado win last evening. Now here's Hannes on the right wing. He'll gain the blue line immediately. He'll get ran into by Beidel, but Hannes somehow hangs onto the puck. Tries to nip it to the middle. There's Breyer for a shot, and Erickson might have gotten a touch on that puck. Now here's Hannes again, trying to snake his way along the far wall. This time it gets shut down. Now digging his way down the left wing is Landon West. Looks to throw a reverse check on Skeltons. Oleslav will claim the puck for the Wranglers and skate upwards. Oleslav deking to the left side. A shot is stopped by Erickson. Seemingly innocent play turns into something for Oleslav, and a long shot by Breyer is sticked away by the Colorado netminder. Junker reverses to the near side where it's met by Breyer. He'll catapult it all the way around to the far half wall for Goldberg. He springs it up to the line for Serrato. Quick fake, shot off the end wall. Rebound goes to Oleslav, who backhands it through the blue paints. Apollon was there, but couldn't get a stick on it, so the Wranglers re-enter on the left wing. It's Jacobson. He'll drive to the goal and shoot, and it's stopped by Eriksson. So Eriksson seeing the first 5 shots of the game here today, and again, it seems eerily reminiscent of what we saw in the previous 2 games between these two. As the Grit knock it into the Wranglers zone, Sinclair to Serrato, and quickly upwards to Day. Trace Day skating down the left wing from skate to stick, loses sight of it, jumping in to help out is Rasega on his forehands. Looks to move it from low to high, takes a hit. The puck does escape the zone as Colorado is able to weasel it out to center. From center red, Day will fire it back down past Eriksson. Crashing in is Jacobson. With it now is Rasega. At the left point, Serrato looks to sidestep the pressure. Puck squeaks to Jacobson, and he twirls it to the far side where Day takes a backhand shot. And the rebound is scooped up by Helgeson and cleaned out to center. Good chances for the Wranglers early on. Colorado looking to take one of their own, but they're offside. 4:15 into the first. And so both teams will take this opportunity to get a line change in for what is going to be a neutral zone draw. So the money line, Morton, McGuire, Gerhard, all 3 having lengthy point streaks on the line today. They've been playing great as of late. They're out there for the Wranglers now as Amarillo has puck possession. It's Wellburn from his own blue line, sliding it to McGuire, who taps it in on Eriksson, who covers with 15:25 left in the first. The draw will be to the right of Eriksson on the near circle of the Colorado zone. That line for the Wranglers staying out there to take the draw against Gerhard is William Johnson, who had a big night yesterday as well. 2 goals, 1 assist, all coming on the power play. And again, Colorado scoring 5 power play goals yesterday out of 11 tries. The Grit muscle the puck out of the zone off the face-off. They'll angle it into the far corner. Wellburn behind the net gets a stick on it. Colorado able to slickly take it away, and now here's Wellburn moving it up to McGuire. Reads Gerhard on the left wing. Toe drag, poke checked away by Smutny. Smutny got his first North American Hockey League goal yesterday as Gerhard skates by him with the puck. Looks to stash it down low as the Wranglers having a little bit of trouble setting up offensively, and Colorado will pass it out of the zone. Nick Noble over the blue line. Feeds it to the right wing for Gurman. His shot is blocked by a Wrangler in front. Beidel from the left corner looks to move it from low to high. And the pass escaped Gurman, and so he will have to backpedal into his own end with 14:30 left in the first. Pass off the wall connects for Riles, and his shot goes off the post. Oh, that one hit the elbow of the crossbar and went up into the netting. Kenan Riles was just inches away from getting Colorado on the board first. And it is interesting to note that in both games of the weekend series, it was the Wranglers who scored first. First it was a 1-0 lead on Friday. Yesterday, Amarillo had a 2-0 lead after 20. And again, in both games, it was Colorado who ended up winning. Draw on the far circle, the Wranglers' end. Goes the Wranglers' way. They look to pitch it up to Phillips. Instead, it gets intercepted at the red line and flung back into the Wranglers' end. Serrato takes a swat at it, deals it up to Phillips. He caps it to Miller, and he'll rumble forward. Jacob Miller in the high slot. Pass offline on the left wing for Hannes. Now down low, Miller's got it again. On his forehand, shoots! And it goes wide. He's looking to stuff it upstairs on Eriksson. Just didn't have the angle. Puck battle on the near side half wall. Willie Phillips there for the Wranglers. Colorado's Rakowski able to get a stick on it. It comes to Miller, who flubs on a shot. Puck is loose between the circles, and the Grit will just lob it out the center. Serrato now looks to play it upwards, but get an arm raised, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's a slash, and it is going to go against the Wranglers. So Crew Hannes will take a seat for 2. And the Grit, for the first time today, will go on the power play. So again, we've talked about it. They scored 5 yesterday, 5 for 11. Colorado power play now up to 19.1%. They gained about 6% from where they were at the start of yesterday's game. They're now 12th best in the North American Hockey League. And to show really how big of a jump they made with their big game yesterday, they went from 28th to 12th in the league. Wrangler penalty kill, 79.2%, 28th in the North American Hockey League at the start of today's game. So the Wranglers get the job done on the opening sequence. They will get a clear after winning the face-off. And so Colorado will start from their own end. Graves across off the wall to Breyer, and he makes no mistake. And they'll stuff it down for another Wrangler clear. So now it's German, the captain for the Grit, exchanging with Graves on the left wing. Saw Gerhard creeping up behind him. Dumped it around to the near side half wall. 2 Wranglers and 2 Grit are there. It is German on his backhand, shoveling it to Graves behind the net. On his forehand, looks to find a man in the middle. Nobody was there as it escapes the traffic out in front and goes down to Eriksson. And he wanted to paddle it up to Smutny, but the pass offline, and the Wranglers get another clear. It's Junker from his own end, streaking through the neutral zone. On the left wing, drops it off for Johnson. He'll feed it to the middle, and it was just out of the reach of Ori. Nice play by Sinclair to cut him off. Now at the line, it's Junker, long shot, Lubomov the save, and they punch it in on the second chance. It's Luca Ori getting the goal, and Colorado's power play remains red hot. They make it a 1-0 game. First time Colorado has scored first in the weekend series. That goal was scored by Ori. It is his 3rd of the season. He extends his point streak to 4 games, 3 goals and 2 assists in that span. It's assisted by Junker and West to get Colorado on the board first. The Wranglers now having some catching up to do. Colorado had not scored a first period goal all weekend, and now they've got one here today. Here's Oleslov on the right wing, across for a shot that's stopped by Eriksson on Davis. We get an arm raised, and we're going to get another penalty. It's a slash again, and so we'll see who takes a seat. And it'll be Colorado's Luke Bidal who will sit. And so moments after giving up a power play goal, the Wranglers will have a chance to get one of their own. Drawn to the right of Eriksson. Colorado is able to bomb it all the way down to Lubomov for an opening clear. So the Wranglers start from their own end as Serrato flips it up to Day. Off the stick of Morton, look to return it to Day, and Colorado gets a piece of it, and a good one at that, to drive it back down to Lubomov for another clear. Serrato gets pinned up against the far wall. Rue trying to pick his pocket. Rest of the Wranglers help out, and so far, not much happening for the Wranglers on this power play. They'll look to get something going here as Serrato flings it to Gerhard at his own blue line. He'll enter on the left side. He'll swirl it around to the right wing for Morton, and he'll back into the corner for McGuire. He'll dish it up to the left point for Gerhard. He'll handle at the wall and backhand it to Serrato. Now on the right wing, it's Morton to the middle for a shot, and that one whistled wide from Day. Oh, what a shot that was. He's got it again. Day across for a shot, and that one goes high and wide. Gerhard taking the try. Now it's Serrato, back to Gerhard. In the middle is Day. Save is made, and on the rebound, a save is made by Eriksson. The Wranglers getting chances on that last sequence, but the puck stays out of the net, and now they've iced it. 36 seconds left of power play time. 10:26 remaining in the first period. Draw will be to the right of Lubomov on the far circle. Wranglers will have it as Serrato stops behind his zone net to leave it for Rasega. Now Serrato heads off and on comes Sinclair. 20 seconds left on the Wrangler power play. As powering ahead is Rasega. He'll pound it over into the far corner. Colorado gets a stick on it, looking to punch it out. Wranglers are there to meet it. Puck sweeps free to Skeltons in open space. He'll shoot! And a glove save is made by Eriksson. On the far wall, it's Jacobson. Swing it up to Sinclair. We're back to even strength. It's fresh out of the box as Bydal, and he's got it through the neutral zone. Arm is raised. Wranglers take a penalty, and Colorado, just moments after getting a kill, will go back to the power play. So we suspected that special teams might become a factor here in today's game after it was yesterday. Not so much on Friday, but Crew Hannes gets called for his second penalty of the game, and it's another slash. So the Grit power play, who is 1 for 1 so far today, will look to go 2 for 2. Draw is to the right of Lubomov on the far circle. Wranglers juggle it, Grit free it, as Helgeson takes a shot that goes off a stick and into the far corner. Now behind the net, it's Ori. On his forehand, moves it up to the right point. Now to the left side, it's Junker. He'll play it back up to the line, and a stick by Gerhardt gets in the way. He's got a step, and on the left wing he has it, but they're going to blow the play dead. With 9:18 left in the first, 20 seconds gone off the Wrangler, or excuse me, the Colorado power play. And so they deem that the play was offside, and Gerhardt will take the draw in the neutral zone against Poirier. So the Grit win the face-off. They look to start their next breakout as Graves from the neutral zone slips it into the far corner. Gerhardt gets there. Graves gets the puck back on his stick behind the net. He'll play it up to the right point for Smutny. He'll play catch with Graves, and now move it to the left wing for Gurman. Poirier feeds it to the line for Smutny. Returns it to Poirier from the left circle. They'll backhand to the right. Graves can't get a shot off. Smutny will. It's blocked by Gerhardt, and Morton clears. 1 minute gone off the Colorado power play as the Wranglers get fresh bodies on. Rasega, Skeltons, Goldberg, and Sinclair are the quartet for Amarillo as they begin the second half of the penalty kill. Smutny from his own end, being pressured by Goldberg. Moves it to the middle, goes off a stick, and back to Ori, who's in his own end. The Wranglers being disruptive in neutral ice, causing Colorado to have to restart. As Junker passes to Ori on the right wing. He'll wind it around to the left point for Junker. Now at the half wall, it's Noble. He'll leave it for Johnson. Johnson to Junker at the line, right side pass, now one in the middle, and Noble flubbed on a shot. Colorado keeps the puck as Johnson. Down low to Ori, back to Johnson. Now up top it's Junker, right circle, Helgeson, a shot, Lubomov the save, they crash the crease, and the Wranglers sweep it out. They're back to even strength, as out of the box is Hannes. He'll join the play as Colorado continues to pressure. Noble from the left circle takes a shot, goes over the goal. Colorado flips it between the circles, and the Wranglers pick it free. Now Hannes dances into the attacking zone, looks for reinforcements. He's got it. Breyer from the left circle peels away, backhands it towards the goal, and it's blocked by Helgeson. Breyer gets it back at the left point, slides it down low. Off the bench is Day on his backhand, goes around the net on the near wall. Leaves it for Breyer. He'll shoot. It's blocked by Noble. And he'll dish it down low to Phillips behind the cage. He'll jockey with Helgeson, centering pass. Day is there, and he couldn't get it in as it was poke checked by Eriksson. Now Serrato centers, and that pass is sniffed out by Colorado. Now it's Miller to Breyer. Long shot, deflected over the goal. Serrato trying to pinch in and keep it in the zone. Colorado able to get just enough of it to get it to Johnson, who flings it down for a Colorado dump-in as they get a line change. 6:23 left in the first period. Wranglers look to go back on the attack as they dump it in from center. Gurman has it. Wanted to connect with Chris Graves on the left wing, but the pass was about a foot or so ahead. It ends up being an icing, and it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers with 6:12 left in the first. Draw to the right of Erickson. Jacobson out with Resega and Davis. Two defensemen are Pipinen and Welburn. As Pipinen has that at the left point. He'll flutter it towards the goal. It's stopped out in front. Wranglers jamming for it, but Colorado able to roll it out to center. And the Wranglers will quickly look to re-enter. Pipinen, the Finnish defenseman, outlets to Jacobson. He'll drop it off for Resega, who takes a shot. And it's blocked by Gurman and company, and they'll move in transition. That's when Colorado's at their most dangerous. It's when they're using their speed to their advantage and they're using the transition game to their advantage, and that's something that has become a common theme this weekend when Colorado has been scoring. Grit drive down the right wing. Poirier moves it to the middle for Rue, and oh, what a save by Lubomov! Out in close quarters, Rue got a stick on it, and Lubomov was up to the task. Wranglers ice the puck in a hurry. Faceoff is coming back into the Wrangler end, but oh, what a stop by Lubomov there. 5:08 left in the first period. Will Lubomov looking sharp so far. Not much he could have done on Colorado's goal earlier, as he did make the initial stop, and then Colorado crashing the crease, which is something they've also done very well this weekend. Was able to pummel the puck in, and it's from the right point. Grit take a shot. He's off something and ends up in the far corner. Wranglers able to fish it free and help the puck out to the neutral zone. Chernahouse will deliver it back down to Lubomov. The Wranglers netminder will paddle it up to Gerhard, but not out. Out in front, backhand try. Lubomov the stop, and he hangs on with 4:44 left in the first. I believe that was Rue again who was lurking out in front. He's there for the backhand try. Looked to go 5-hole on Lubomov. And he wasn't tested very early on in this game, but boy, has he been sharp on the last few sequences. The draw will be to his right on the far circle. Goldberg to take it against Riles. And Riles had 1 goal and 1 assist in yesterday's game. He kicked out in favor of Bydal, who had a 4-point night yesterday. Goldberg wins at the dot. Sinclair floats it to the neutral zone. Up ahead is Olislov. He'll center it. Shot is stopped. Rebound is collected by Helgeson. Now Bydal across for Rakowski. He'll shoot. Lubomov the stop, and he covers up the puck with 4:27 left in the first. Shot count 12-9 in favor of the Wranglers. As one of the other themes of the weekend has been a high shot volume for both sides. Colorado averaging about 30 shots per game. The Wranglers about 28. As we get a penalty coming here. Guess what? It's another slash. And to his dismay, it's going to be Crew Hannes. So for the third time tonight, Hannes gets called for slashing. So the Wrangler penalty kill so far 1 for 2. Look to improve to 2 for 3. As Morton takes the draw against Johnson on the far circle. Colorado wins the draw. At the line, it's Junker. At the far half wall, it's Johnson. He'll stash it down low for Ori. Back to Johnson. At the line, it's Junker. Shot is deflected wide. On the far half wall, it's Johnson. Down low to Ori. The Grit will cycle the puck up to the left point. Back to the half wall for Ori. And he'll exchange with Johnson. Digs his way down low. He'll center it. Lubomov gets a stick on it and directs it out of play with 3:56 left in the first period. 1:33 remaining on the Colorado power play. Again, we'll have a draw on the far circle. The Wrangler penalty killers are Morton, Wellburn, Breyer, and Gerhard as Morton wins the draw. And Gerhard fires it down for a Wrangler clear. Gurman will slither out of his own zone. Drop it in on the left wing and give chase, working against Gerhard. Poirier stepping in to help out. He's got the puck from the corner. Now at the line. Smutny down low to Rakowski. Back up to Smutny. He'll sidestep, take a shot. It's blocked by Breyer. And the Wranglers on the rebound will clear into the Colorado bench. And the draw will stay in the Wranglers zone, it seems, because of that last sequence. And so on now are Skeltons, Rasega, Sinclair, and Goldberg. As off the face-off, the Wranglers have it once more. Rasega drives it down for a clear. 3:09 left in the first. 40 seconds left of power play time for Colorado as Smutny flings it to the right wing looking for Graves. Wranglers get in front, and Graves aggressively tries to get the puck back, and they do. Rakowski gets it to Graves on the right wing. He'll dance away from Rasega. Move down the wall to the corner. On his forehand, plays it up for Gurman. Now back to Graves. He'll shoot, and it's blocked by Sinclair. Grit still have the puck as Rakowski move from low to high at the point. We'll drop it off for Gurman. Gurman from the right circle centers for Rakowski, and Lubomov makes the save. And that'll do it for the penalty. And so we're back to even strength, and the Wranglers get their second kill of the afternoon. Remains a 1-0 Colorado lead with 2:13 left in the first. And the Grit have iced the puck. And so we'll get a offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. And the Hannes, Miller, and Phillips line will be out there with Serrato and Breyer. Morley Phillips, 3 assists so far this season. Picked up 1 in Shreveport last week. Of course, Jacob Miller getting the goal on the assist from Phillips. It was the game-tying goal in the Wranglers' last win on that Saturday game against the Mudbugs, who will be back in this building next week to finish off the season series between the two. As at the right point, it's Sinclair. Over to Hannes. From the wall, across, pounds it into the skates of Serrato. He has trouble hanging on to it, and Colorado taking advantage. We'll just blast it out to center where Sinclair has to reset. Now Miller over the red line. Moves it to the left wing for Serrato. Toe drag. He'll drop it off for Phillips, who backhands one through the slot. Hannes to Serrato. From the blue line, his shot is blocked and floated into the Colorado bench with 1:35 remaining in the first. Just a reminder that coming up after the conclusion of the first period, we will have the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of period number 1, look ahead to period 2, and take a peek at what to expect next weekend as the Mudbugs come to town. All that and a whole lot more coming up on the first intermission report. Is in the neutral zone. It's Rasega. Gets caught up to a couple of Grit players. Puck ends up on the stick of Rasega again at the left point. Takes a shot. And it's gloved by Erickson with 1:19 left in the first. And the shot margin is 4 as the Wranglers lead at 14-10. But where it counts, Colorado has a 1-0 lead. With the power play goal from Luca Ori. It's his first power play goal of the year. His third of the season. As he's become quite the point producer for Colorado. On the right wing, it's Sinclair. Colorado trying to weasel the puck out of the zone, and they do. It's a foot race. Serrato up against Bowden, and Serrato wins that race. Makes a nice cut, too, to get into open space. As he feeds Day on the right wing, Colorado gets a stick on it, and now here on a breakaway is Bowden. He'll shoot, and a save is made by Lubomov. Boy, has he been good. As the Wranglers dump it in from the red line with 47 seconds to go in the first period. Wranglers move it to the slot. It's McGuire. Up at the line, piping in. To the right wing, Serrato back to McGuire. And his shot is eaten up by Erickson with 35.6 left in the first. Draw will be to the right of Erickson on the near circle. Gerhard will take this face-off. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 4. Colorado winning the draw. Will rotate it over to the far end and pound it out to the neutral zone. McGuire quickly enters on the left wing. He'll snap a shot towards the goal. Erickson the stop. Puck leaps up into the air and is kicked out to the neutral zone. And a big hit by McGuire on Velasquez right in front of the Colorado bench is going to be a penalty. McGuire trying to argue his case, but he's going to need a better lawyer. And so he'll take a seat with 13.2 left. Boarding is the call. So Colorado getting their 4th power play opportunity of the day. Look to add to their lead. They are 1 for 3 so far. Morton with Breyer, Welburn, and Skeltons. Make that Gerhard. Will win the draw. Wranglers can't clear as Colorado keeps it in. Helgeson on the right side. Nice move and a backhand shot. The boot is shut down by Lubomov with 4.5 seconds left. Draw will be on the near circle. Johnson against Gerhard. And off that faceoff, Colorado has it for a quick shot by Helgeson that missed the mark at the buzzer. And so that'll do it for the first period. Colorado with the lead, 1-0 off a power play goal from Luca Ori. As Colorado leads for the first time after ending a first period this weekend. We'll talk all about it, what to expect in the second period. When we come back for the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. It's the Wranglers and the Grit. Colorado leads at 1-0 after 20. They'll open the second period with 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time. We'll come back for the first intermission report after a word from our local sponsors on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
And get on down to Hooters. Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 psi, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blowgun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA TechTel is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA TechTel already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA TechTel. They're that important.
Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen, where after 20 minutes of play, it's the Colorado Grit who have a 1-0 lead over the Wranglers on the final game of the 3-game set here at the Bullpen. I'm Guy Chiarenza, and we welcome you into the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages in a game where Colorado appears to have picked up right where they left off, and that is just being a gritty, no pun intended, well, maybe it is a little bit intended. They're being a gritty, tough team to beat, and that was something that they were not last year. And for the Wranglers, it was actually a pretty good first period, all things considered, given the way that yesterday's game went in its latter stages. And really in all 3 games of the weekend, the Wranglers have had excellent first periods, and then in the second and third periods, not so much. And that's really where Colorado rallied back to win these games. And so this is the first time that Colorado has led after one this weekend. In fact, this is the first time that Colorado scored a first-period goal all weekend. And they get it on the power play. 12:22 left to go in the first period. It's Ori from Junker and West on the man advantage to put Colorado up by 1, and that's where we sit after 20. And, interesting thing to note is 5 penalties called in the first period. 3 of them against Crew Hannes, 4 out of the 5 against the Wranglers, only 1 penalty against Colorado, and that came about midway through the period. So in the pregame, we talked about how penalties, power plays, penalty kills, special teams may or may not become a factor in today's game. Well, after 1 period, we can say for certain that, special teams are going to play a big part in whoever wins this game. And so far, Colorado's the ones that's winning that special teams battle. And we talked about it earlier. The Wranglers yesterday, I thought that it was a winnable game for the Wranglers. They had the lead 2-0 after 1 period of play, and then the penalties started to roll in, and it just felt like they were shooting themselves in the foot. And what it comes down to is for the remainder of today, for the remainder of the game, can the Wranglers stay out of the penalty box? It looks like they're calling this thing tight. It's pretty rare that you see the same penalty called against the same guy 3 times in the span of, call it 10 minutes of game time just about. And for Crew Hannes, he's got to be frustrated with that. The Wranglers got to be frustrated with that, but they just got to know that you got to be very careful knowing what you're dealing with, as there was 11 penalties called against the Wranglers yesterday. They're already up to 4. So Amarillo needs to find a way to stay disciplined. They need to find a way to start putting pucks in the back of the net. And it looked like they had some grade A opportunities to do so in the first period. Again, Amarillo coming out guns blazing like they did the previous 2 days. And tonight they have nothing to show for it in the first period, but they're on the right track. If they can continue to do that, continue to put pressure in the Colorado zone, continue to fire shots on Erickson, you got to think something's got to go. And the big thing for Colorado has been what they do is they move with their speed. And when you've got the grit flying around like that, the Wranglers, at times, it seems like they just can't catch up, and the grit are dangerous in transition. To me, the Colorado grit, the more we've seen them this weekend and the more that we've seen them under Kevin Holmstrom, they become more and more like this run-and-gun kind of team like the Oklahoma Warriors are, where they just, once they get into their groove, they're so tough to stop because they will just start flying up and down the ice, and they'll start peppering shots, and what they'll do is they'll get shots on goal, and they'll crash the crease, and that's how they scored with the Ori power play goals. So for the Wranglers, the advantage that you have here is it's the 3rd game of the 3-game set. You know what to expect from Colorado because this is the 5th time that you've seen them so far this season. Now, you could argue either ways. You can say, well, it's an advantage because, you know what they're going to do, but they also know what you are going to do. So it could also be a disadvantage. But if you play your cards right, if you're Taylor Harnett and this coaching staff, and you make the right adjustments from period to period, I think you've got a good chance of winning this game. And what it's going to come down to is, can the Wranglers stay out of the penalty box? Can they stay disciplined and are able to really make it so special teams aren't a factor anymore? And can you win this game 5-on-5, and can you score? And the Wranglers this season have proven that they can, but they're going to need some guys to step up and get some scoring from. And so really, so far this season, it's been that first line of Gerhard, Morton, and McGuire that has stepped up offensively. And you look throughout the rest of the lineup, and you're going to need a little bit more from some guys. Daniel Rosega is on the right track. He's playing great for the Wranglers. Just needs to start finding his scoring touch. Another guy in that regard is Carl Jacobson. Just needs to start finding his way to start scoring. Then you add Trace Day back into the lineup. I like the Wranglers' top 6 right now. And look at the bottom 6. Hannes, Miller, and Phillips. That's a line that does some really good gritty work. And they get these really good scoring opportunities, but they just can't seem to capitalize. You got to think if they can get one. And I thought it might be Miller's goal in Shreveport that might open the floodgates for this group. It just seems like you've got that feeling where if they can just get one in, they could really start to gel and start to get those really clutch, gritty goals that the Wranglers need. And then the 4th line, you've got some great two-way forwards there, and Olislav, Goldberg, and Apollon. And the Wranglers dressing the extra forward today, Nolan Davis, for the 3rd straight game. And so that's what you've got in terms of the forward core, and you're going to need some scoring here today. You need to find a way to get on the board, and the first thing the Wranglers need to do is to kill off the penalty to McGuire that happened at the end of the first period with about 13 seconds left to go. And so for the penalty kill, that to this point has been 2 for 3. They'll look to go 3 for 4. Get the kill to open the period and try and get some momentum from that. You're playing at home. You've got your fans in the building. Take that momentum, get the kill, and then get off to the races. Get things going, because the longer that Colorado has the lead, the longer things will move in their favor. And the Grit right now are a team that's playing with confidence. They've won their last 3. They're a team on the upswing. The longer the Wranglers let the Grit believe that they are the better team, the longer the Wranglers let the Grit have the lead, the more Colorado is going to play with swagger, and the tougher it is going to be for the Wranglers to climb back in this game. So this is a game where Colorado, on the weekend, did not score the first goal. Colorado, when they do, and it is rare that they have scored the first goal. This, in fact, is the 4th time they have done so this season. Colorado, when scoring first, is 0-2-0-1. Now, a lot of that came before Kevin Holmstrom stepped behind the bench, but this is a Colorado team that, throughout the course of the year, has struggled withholding that lead when they get it first. This is the Wranglers team that when they trail first are 3-1, 0-1. So you look at this Wranglers team that is good at coming back after surrendering the first goal. Colorado team that is not so good at holding it. Let's see what the second period has in store as the Wranglers look to come back and tie it and pick up their first win of the weekend. We'll talk about what's in store for next week and for the rest of the homestand here at the Budweiser Bull Pen as the final game of the set here between these two clubs. And we'll also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. There's not much to report today, only 2 games going on. Let's take a peek at that as well when we come back on the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. But first, a word from our local sponsors.
Drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blow gun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtel is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtel already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtel. They're that important.
Back here at the Budweiser Bull Pen, the first intermission report rolls on, and it is Colorado with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Power play goal scored by Luca Ori is the difference so far. I'm Guy Chiarenza, bringing you all the action on NETV today, and we got one more game in the league that's going on right now. So we'll take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard here while we've got the time, as I believe that game has actually gone final. There's a couple of East Division teams going at it, and it is Northeast visiting Maine, and the Generals pull out a 3-2 victory against the Nordiques. That's the only other game that went on today. So right now it's just the Wranglers and the Grit doing battle here at the bullpen. And after this game, both teams will be on their way. Looking ahead to the season, we got Shreveport coming in here next weekend. Now the Mudbugs right now are idle. They're not playing this weekend. And so they will get a healthy dose of the Wranglers, who were their last opponent at the Pond. And they'll wrap up the season series next weekend on Friday and Saturday. What's going on at the Budweiser Bull Pen? We got a couple of promos, as it'll be ballots and breakaways. So we're gearing up for the 2024 presidential election. And so we're encouraging everybody to go out and vote. Ballots and breakaways is the promo here at the Budweiser Bull Pen when the Mudbugs come to town. So let's take a look at the South Division standings and really what's on the line here today. Of course, we had a battle of what seems to be right now the top two teams in the South Division this weekend in Lone Star and Corpus Christi. Out of all that, they end up tied with 21 points on the season, although the Ice Rays have played one more game than the Brahmas, who are the defending champs. Now, they are 1 and 2, so Corpus Christi's in first by virtue of the tiebreaker. Lone Star in second, and then behind them are the Wranglers. So the Wranglers, as it stands, are 5 points behind Corpus Christi and Lone Star for the division lead. Now, after Amarillo, it really becomes a crowded bunch because 2 points behind the Wranglers are the Mudbugs and the Rhinos. And then 3 points behind the Wranglers are the Colorado Grit. So you think about if this game is won by Colorado in regulation, well, then they're up to 15, and then they're in fourth place. They're 1 point behind the Wranglers. And if the Wranglers win, well, they leap out, distance themselves a little bit from the Rhinos and the rest of the pack, and pull within 3 of Lone Star and Corpus Christi. And the Wranglers have a tough matchup against Shreveport next weekend. We know that. We saw the Mudbugs last weekend. We know how tough of a team they are. And so for the Wranglers, schedule looking a little bit tough, although they are at home against the Mudbugs next weekend on the 1st and 2nd, and then on the 7th and 8th, the Thursday and Friday, the Odessa Jackalopes come to town, and it seems like it's kind of a mixed bag when it comes to Odessa, a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team where some nights they look good, some nights they don't. They'll come to town on Thursday and Friday, and the Thursday game will be at 11 a.m. It's the kids' day game, so make sure you're on high alert for that. It will be an early morning game against the Jackalopes, and then afterwards the Wranglers go to Lone Star for a series of games there. So schedule a little bit tough. You got Odessa mixed in there, but Wranglers are going to be put to the test over the next couple of weeks, especially here at home. Now for Colorado, they will go to El Paso next weekend. There are 2 games set there, and then they finally come home on November 8th and 9th to host the Ice Rays. So again, when it comes to the Rhinos, the Wranglers haven't seen the Rhinos this season, so we don't know too much about El Paso, but seems like right now they've just been hovering around 500. They've been kind of struggling a little bit. Seems like some nights they're going to break through and get back to the form that they were in last year, and then other nights they just don't. And so for Colorado, if they win here, that'd be 4 in a row for them, heading into a matchup with the Rhinos next week. And for the Grit, they opened with a lot of home games to start the season, and they didn't really win a whole lot of them, just 1-4-2-1 at home. But look at their road record, 4-1. And, you know, they always say that if you're going to win home game, if you're going to win and win on the road, there's a good chance that you're going to be a playoff team. And so for Colorado to climb out of the hole that they were in, get back to 500 with a new coach in Holmstrom, they've proven that they can be dangerous this weekend, and they might be dangerous as the season rolls on. So I would not count out the Colorado Grit. And tonight, the Wranglers shouldn't either. Colorado with a 1-0 lead after 20. Wranglers looking to get on the board here in the second period. First, they got to kill this penalty. And then once they get on the board in the second period, if they can, they should be rolling from there. Wranglers had a lot of really good opportunities through the first period. Just couldn't find a way to capitalize on them. Erickson has looked good so far. He has stopped all 17 shots that he's seen. William Lubomov has been excellent as well. He has stopped 11 of 12, but there were some moments where Colorado knocking right on the doorstep, and we're looking at number 92, Sheldon Rue, who's the culprit on both of the biggest chances. And Lubomov made a series of excellent saves to keep him off the board. And so Wranglers are going to need a whole lot of that as the night goes on if they want to come back and win this game. So the shot count, 17-12 through the first period. Corson McGuire took 5 shots on goal in the first. He's the leader in the clubhouse by a wide margin. The nearest two to him are Trace Day with 2, Breyer with 2. And it looks like that's it for the Wranglers. For Colorado, you have about 3 guys who took 2 shots in the first period. Rakowski, Poirier, and Gurman are the leaders in the clubhouse for the Grit. And so we'll see what the second period holds. Wranglers look to get the penalty kill and take that momentum and score and tie this game up at 1 as they look to pick up their first win of the weekend and their third against Colorado this season. That'll do it for the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We see you on the other side of the break. We'll have second period action here from downtown Amarillo. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We return for second period action between the Colorado Grit and the Amarillo Wranglers. 1-0 is the score. The visitors have the advantage, and it will be on the man advantage for 1 minute and 47 seconds to start the second period here at the bullpen. Will Lubomov has looked good through 1 period. Colorado has certainly put him to the test, and he has looked sharp, playing in his second game this season. For Jack Erickson in his 11th game this season, he has stopped all 17 shots that he has seen so far. It'll be Morton, Welburn, Breyer, and Gerhard to start the penalty kill for the Wranglers. Colorado power play unit consisting of Poirier, Rakowski, Graves, Smutny, and Gurman will look to add to their lead. Puck is dropped, Wranglers have it, and away we go for the second period on a Sunday afternoon in the Texas Panhandle. And so it's Gurman starting from his own end as the Wranglers start a clear. Wranglers pummel it into the glove of Erickson from center. So Colorado will hastily roll out. As on the left wing, it is Graves darting it through the middle and down low. Breyer takes a whack at it. Rakowski able to collect the puck for Colorado, move it to the line. At the right point, it's Smutny. His shot towards the goal stopped. Another rebound. Oh, what a stop by Lubomov. He goes from left to right and makes the stop. And Colorado takes another try. Lubomov stops that as well. And the Wranglers get it up to the line and out for a clear. Well, Colorado with a flurry of chances on the man advantage, and Will Lubomov making some acrobatic saves there to keep it a 1-goal game. And here's Ori gliding down the right wing, centering feed. Wranglers break it up. It goes to the stick of Nick Noble on the left wing. He'll push it to the corner, and the Wranglers will plug it out as it leaped over the stick of Junker, who dances to the neutral zone to spring it to the right side for Noble. He'll fire it around to the left side for Johnson. He'll go around the net and play it to Helgeson at the half wall. He'll exchange with Ori in the corner. At the line, it's Junker to the left point for a shot. That goes wide. Rebound caroms to Ori at the near far half wall. He'll go around the net. And now up top, it's Junker from skate to stick. He'll spring it to Noble, who takes the shot. And Lubomov makes the save. 2 seconds left on the penalty to McGuire. 18-14 left in the second period. Serrano with Jacobson, Davis, and Sinclair mans the final stages of the Wranglers' penalty kill. As out of the box is McGuire, but Colorado has the puck. Serrano intercepts a puck. It's whacked out to center to Davis. By Davis to Day, and now here's Day on the right wing. Spin move goes around the defense, and he loses an edge. Wranglers keep the puck at the left point as Sinclair throws it across to Serrano. Day, a slap shot through the slot and out to the left point. Sinclair looks to feed Jacobson, but the puck escapes the zone, and Colorado turns up ice. It's Velasquez, a button hooking at the near half wall. They'll dish it down low to Rue, centering feed, and getting there first was Day. His stick is whacked out of his hands. That'll be a penalty against Colorado. And for the second time today, the Wranglers are going to the power play. Slashing to Gurman is the call. And the Wranglers have a chance now on the man advantage to tie this thing up. Morton wins the faceoff. At the right point, it's Serrato. He'll slide it over to Gerhard on the left wing. Stopping at the half wall, returns it to Serrato. He'll walk the line, give it to Day. Left side to right. Pass out of the reach of Morton. Now behind the net, it's McGuire. Around to Gerhard at the far half wall. Graves crashing in on him, looks to get a clear, and he does. As it glanced off the skate of Serrato and out to the neutral zone. Serrato will backpedal and see what unfolds out in front of him. As he moves it forward to Day. Look to drop it off, and getting a good read on that was Landon West for the clear. So Colorado will get a personnel change. As the Wranglers look to get started, it goes off a skate and back to Serrato, who glides to the neutral zone. A couple of quick moves. He lost his balance at the blue line, and Colorado with the free puck will get the clear with 1 minute left on the Wrangler power play. It's Sinclair powering down the right wing. He'll pop it beneath the goal line as Resega dishes it up to Skeltons. Across, he's got Jacobson for a try, and that is saved by Erickson with 40 seconds left on the Wrangler man advantage. So this draw will be to the left of Erickson on the near circle. Hannes will take it against West. Face-off is won by the Wranglers. Sinclair from the right point exchanges with Jacobson. Jacobson whips it towards the goal, and a glove save is made by Erickson. 8 seconds gone by since the last whistle. 32 seconds remaining on the Wrangler man advantage. So Hannes, flanked by Resega and Jacobson, will take this draw with Skeltons and Sinclair as the two D-men. 3 forwards, 2 defensemen on this Wrangler power play unit, as Jacobson has it at the right half wall. Move it below the goal line for Hannes. Now back to Jacobson. Up top, it's Sinclair. Sinclair over to the right side for a blast by Jacobson that goes wide. Rebound is helped out to center by Bidall. Quickly turning ahead is Skeltons. Pass it to Jacobson. Now Skeltons almost had a one-time attempt on the return feed, but Colorado gets a nice defensive stick in the way. And we'll slide it down one more time to get the kill as we're back to even strength. Olislov looks to outlet to Goldberg. Pass a little out of his reach. Now Goldberg gets it back at center to quickly force it across to Apollon. Instead it goes into a cluster of skates, and Colorado goes the other way. Helgeson has it poke checked by Goldberg. Puck ends up on the stick of Serrato behind his net. And now the Wranglers look to rotate out, and they do. It's Olislov grinding down the left wing against Bowden. Those two come together. Apollon joins the fray. Wranglers looking to win a puck battle on the far side boards. As two Wrangler forwards are there, 3 Grit players, and the Grit with numbers end up coming away with the puck. As it's Bowden going across, the pass is picked off by Morton. Morton looks to center, and oh, what a stop by Eriksson on Olislov, who is in the doorstep. Now Colorado goes the other way, 2-on-2. They'll cross paths and turn the puck over. Serrato with the steal. Moves it to the left wing for Gerhard. Gerhard back to the middle. Doesn't make its way there as it's blocked by Helgeson. And the puck will go to the right point and will stay in thanks to Gerhard. He'll launch it below the goal line, and now the Grit able to hammer the puck all the way into the Wranglers zone, and beating out the icing is Johnson. Johnson on his forehand looks for a trailer, and the Wranglers get a stick on it to direct the puck out to the neutral zone. Breyer across to Gerhard. The near wing, he will fling it in. Piping in, pinching down, keeps it in the Wranglers' grasp. A no-look pass by Morton. Goes into the slot, but nobody was there. And so Wellburn will just pound the puck to the Colorado goaltender. We'll sweep it to the near side. 13:34 left in the second period. Colorado still with a 1-0 lead on a goal that was scored on the power play in the first period. As they'll spar for it at center, Andrew Morton, who's playing in the CCHL last year, drafted by the Wranglers in last summer's draft, will help it into the Colorado zone. The right point, Wellburn looks to keep it in. Now maneuvering in the far corner is Miller. He'll reverse it to the near side. McGuire with a stick on it, wants to pass it to the point. 2 Grit players are there, and they rip the puck away and move in transition. And this is what they do best. It's Poirier to Ori, and the pass is offline as Pipinen gets a stick on it. At center ice, it's McGuire. Passing to Hannes, quickly over to Miller, and not much more. Wranglers look to get a steal, and they do. It's Hannes right down the middle, and it's poke-checked at the last second on the stick of Sheldon Rue. They'll power down the right wing, cut towards the middle, dish it to the right circle, and the pass is picked off by Sinclair. Wranglers move up ice as he's got Miller on the left wing. Toe drag shot, and Eriksson eats it up for lunch with 12:24 left in the second. That was the Wranglers' 21st shot of the game and Eriksson's 21st save. Wranglers leading the shot count 4-3 here in the second period. Jacobson wins the face-off. Serrato a shot from the line. Goes off a skate and into the near corner. Resega helps it to the right point for a drive that goes wide. At the left point, it's Serrato now. Maneuvering around the pressure. He's got it at the left circle. Pass to the slot. And oh, it didn't get through the intended receiver of Resega. It's another defensive Colorado stick. Stymies the Wranglers' plans. Smutny evades the pressure from Resega. And from the red line, the Grit will fire it into the glove of Lubomov, who will just freeze it with 11:48 left in the second period. It's Colorado 1 and the Wranglers nothing. With 11:48 in the second, we'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank. Saving cash. So this is my ride. My granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
Back here at the Budweiser Bull Pen, 1-0 is the score. Colorado wins an offensive zone draw and looks to get to work. As Beidel, toe drag shot, is into traffic and ends up into the glove of Lubomov for a stoppage. With 11:40 left in the second. At least I thought that made it to Lubomov, or maybe it went out of play. Either way, we've got a face-off on the near circle. Carl Jacobson will take it, the Swedish forward. There's a couple of new line mates this weekend as a drive is taken by Colorado off the face-off. They'll power towards the goal, and Beidel has it on his stick on the far wall. Wranglers able to swindle away. That's the aforementioned Jacobson. He'll get it to the line, but not out. As holding it is Beidel for a shot that is stopped by Lubomov. It looks like that was actually Riles, 11, not 17, who took that shot. So Will Lubomov, who hasn't seen action since the showcase, has dressed as the backup on a couple of occasions since then, but this is his first game since playing against New Hampshire. Helping the Wranglers win that game to get to 6-0. He's been good so far today. Colorado wins the face-off. Right point, it's Chernahouse. Shot is blocked by Hannes, and the rebound is up for grabs in the Colorado zone. It's a foot race as Junker beats out Miller to the puck. Wranglers wreaking havoc, force a turnover as Hannes was there, and Eriksson slammed the paddle down to make the stop. And now Amarillo is offside, looking to get back to work with 11:01 left in the second period. So new troops come on. Appalling, Goldberg, and Olislov are there with Welburn and Pipinen. From the red line, Welburn tries to sweep it in. It's quickly boomeranged back to him by the Colorado defense. And so he'll swivel it over to the far end, and Colorado getting a touch on it. Look to try and set up shop, but Welburn and the Wranglers hang on and get it to the left point. And now over into the far corner. Noble has it. He'll fling it towards the goal. It's blocked by Pipinen. Will bounce it out to center and a little bit more, and that'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 10:27 left in the second period. So the Wranglers can't make a line change, and so Appalling, Goldberg, and Olislov have to stay out there. Alex Olislov got an assist yesterday on the Skelton's goal. Now has 4 points in his last 6 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. He's been playing some of his best hockey as of late. Olislov 2 goals and 3 assists this season. Draw it to the left of Lubomov, won by Colorado. Pavlovich with a shot, and he scores! Lubomov screamed out in front, and Colorado has doubled their lead. It's 2-0 for the Grit. And I don't believe it was tipped out in front. and it was not. The goal does belong to Pavlovich, who took the shot. With 10:24 left in the second, the Grit have taken a 2-0 lead. Sheldon Rue with the lone assist. And careening harshly into the end wall was a Wrangler, and he's a bit shaken up. Get a whistle, and that was Sal Serrato, who gets up to one knee. Hopefully he'll be all right. As there's a foot race to the goal line for the puck, and Serrato went tumbling into the end wall. And he gets back up to his feet, and he is able to skate around. Looks like he might even stay out there. And the referee's telling him, you got to go off. And so he will be escorted back to the Wrangler bench. But good to see that he's all right. Serrato in his first year in the North American Hockey League, spent last year with the New England, or excuse me, in New England with the South Shore Kings. He was the New England, boy, I can't talk, the New England Defenseman of the Year. As a shot there is gloved up by Lubomov from the blue line. Serrato leads all Wrangler defensemen in points with 7. And so it'll be a draw on the near side circle. The Wranglers zone. Grit swat it towards the net. A backhand try is stopped by Lubomov. As out in front was Velasquez. Puck is lobbed out to the neutral zone. Gurman hits the deck. I'm going to call it a hand pass with 10:02 left in the middle frame. Jacobson against Rakowski right at center circle. Colorado with the puck. They look to move forward. They collide together. Two players do. Puck still ended up in the zone, but not for very long. The Wranglers able to slam it out to neutral ice. And now it's stashed down low to Erickson by Day. Puck re-enters the zone on the left side. Wranglers racing for it. And it is batted into the stands with 9:32 left in the second. And a lucky fan's going to get a souvenir here today. And this face-off is going to be to the right of Erickson. And so Jacobson will take it out there with Day, who again re-enters the lineup after missing the last 5 games. He has 5 points in 8 games entering tonight's action. As shot from the wall is taken by Day. It's blocked by Pavlovich. Comes to Rasega beneath the left circle. We'll try and move up to the line for a quick shot by Pipinen. That's blocked as well. Now in the neutral zone, it's Wellburn trying to pitch it to Rasega. It's flagged out of the air by West. And they'll say that it's played with a high stick. So another stoppage with 9:09 left in the second. And this game has really slowed down quite a bit here in the second period. Shot count right now 22-20 in favor of the Wranglers. But here in the second period, the Grit out shooting the Wranglers 8-5. So another draw at center circle. This time it's won by the Wranglers. As in is Pipinen from the left wing. Tries to snap a shot on goal. Goes to the slot. Wranglers crash the crease. And Erickson is able to make the stop and cover with 8:58 left in the second. The Wranglers had the right idea, but Jack Erickson seems to be on it here today. Brought his A game here to the afternoon game. As that Miller, Hannes, and Phillips line almost combines for a goal. And how about Pipinen? How good has he been over the last couple of games that he's played. It's like he just gets better and better the more confidence he gets. Is off the draw. It's Hannes up to the left point for Pipinen. Nifty move. He'll glide down the left wing. Pipinen still with it. Back pedals up to Miller, who snaps a shot out in front. That's deflected by Gurman. Now Hannes beneath the goal line feeds it to Phillips for a one-time try. Didn't get enough wood on it. Puck will go into the near corner. Colorado trying to muscle it out, and they do. Here's Noble on the right wing. He'll just fire it into the protective netting. As working there defensively was Pipinen to force it out of play. And so time stops with 8:28 left in the second. Goldberg on with Olislov and Davis. We'll see the puck go Colorado's way. It's from the red line. He will knock it in on Lubomov. Kicks it over to keep play moving. At the line, it's held in. Left circle, it's Velasquez with a shot that goes wide. Chernahouse feeds it to Rue. Puck battle along the boards. Goes to the stick of Serrato. Both teams jockeying for it as Sinclair settles it down, throws it into open space where Junker takes a shot that is sticked up into the netting by Lubomov. A lone line drive is taken from the left point. No problem for Will Lubomov. He stops time with 7:57 left in the second with that deflection out of play. Draw on the near circle. Morton will take it and win it as Breyer heaves it over to the far side wall. Gerhardt is there. Morton skates it free. Pops it to Serrato on the right wing. Now behind the net, it's Gerhardt. Backhand centering feed ends up to Skeltons. A shot there. A backhand try. Score! It's Gerhardt out in front, and the Wranglers are on the board. It's 2-1. The Wranglers finally solve Eriksson. With 7:39 left in the second period, the bullpen is buzzing. It's Gerhardt from Skeltons and McGuire. It has the Wranglers on the board for the first time this afternoon. So Gerhardt continues his hot streak. His point streak now extends to 5 straight games, 4 goals, 3 assists in that span. McGuire also on a 5-game heater with the assists. 2 goals, 4 assists in that span. And for Skeltons, he's got points in back-to-back nights, as he was the one who took the initial shot. He now has 2 goals and 2 assists on the season. So we'll see if that breathes any life into the Wranglers here to start a rally to tie the game. At the line, it's Bowden. He'll backhand it into Lubomov, who flutters it over to Gerhardt on the far wall. Quickly outlets to Morton. Morton along the left wing, goes around the net, tries to bat it up to the right point, and the Grit get in the way as West will poke it in. Smutney on the right point, loses it to Morton. Wranglers look to go up ice, but they get stood up, and in the process, Gerhardt loses a glove. And all in all, the Wranglers are offside with 7:06 left in the second period. How good has Gerhardt been for the Wranglers? Already having a career year. Now has his 13th point of the season, 5 goals, 8 assists. Last year, he had 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points. And he's having a breakout year in year number 2. As Day has it in the neutral zone. Skating to the attacking end. Toe drag shot. Kick save by Eriksson. Second try. Goes through the blue paint. And momentum carries the puck out to the Wranglers zone with 6:45 remaining in the middle period. Sinclair off his end wall to Serrato. He'll twirl at the far boards away from Ori. Jolt it up to Jacobson. He passes to Sinclair. He'll feed it around to the left wing where Serrato waits for it at the point. Quick shot deflection out in front by Jacobson, goes wide. And now Colorado catapults the puck deep into the Wranglers' end. Lubomov out to play it. They'll sweep it out of harm's way to Serrato as the Wranglers start their next charge. Long pass on time for Miller. He'll dish it to the left wing. Back across his day. Can't settle down the pass from Masega. Masega back to Day, streaking towards the net. Stop made by Erickson. Puck is loose. Wranglers can't hammer it in. Serrato a shot from the near wall. He's deflected wide. And now Colorado looks to poke it out, and they do. Serrato from center red. Lofts it into the Colorado zone. They'll bat it forward. That's a hand pass with 5:38 left in the second. And so Hannes, Miller, and Phillips will be the trio of forwards for the Wranglers on this next sequence. Sinclair and Breyer are on defense. Face-off, won by Colorado. They'll zip the puck into the Wranglers' end for an icing with 5:31 left in the second. Draw on the far circle. Miller hits it to Hannes. At the left point, it's Breyer for a drive. And a stop is made by Erickson at the last second. Now it's Phillips. A backhand feed. Crawls in on the Colorado netminder, who freezes with 5:22 left to go in the second period. Same line stays on for the Wranglers. As Miller will be kicked out of the circle for Hannes, who with an assist last night now has 4 points in a Wrangler uniform, all assists. Puck escapes the zone. Shelton's the lone man back. We'll pop it over to the right wing. Pass intended for Phillips. Colorado gets a hand on it. And up ahead is Rakowski. They'll float it to the right wing for Chernahouse. Wranglers got a stick in the way. It ends up with Bidal, who takes a shot from the left circle and is stopped by Lubomov. Wranglers hoist it out to center. Phillips over to Breyer on the left wing. He'll stop, find a trailer. The pass did not connect. And now a stretch pass goes in onto Lubomov as Bidal was powering ahead. And he will poke it out to the neutral zone as a puck battle ensues. Miller dancing through the neutral zone. Will move behind the net, look to center for Oleslov. Pass didn't make it there. It ends up back with Miller. Now on the high slot, he'll shoot, and it's blocked by Riles. Miller again. What a display of puck handling here as he twirls it over to the left point for Pipinen. He will relay it down to Oleslov. And Helgeson with the active stick will get puck possession. Move it D to D. And Colorado will launch it out to center and a little bit more. As Pipinen will settle it down in his own end. Stretch pass on time for Oleslov. Looks to motor ahead. Puck ping-ponging around. And Bidal will look to stretch it up to Bowden. Ends up with West on the left wing as he drives deep. Gets bottled up by Welburn. Bowden trying to help out. Also meets 6'9", 240 pounds Will Welburn. And the Wranglers will pelt the puck out to center, and Colorado on the re-entry or offside with 3:24 left in period 2. So this face-off will be in the neutral zone. Morton will take it against Johnson. The Wranglers win that face-off, and they will tap it into the grit zone. Wranglers can't hold it in. Orney trying to wrestle his way forward. In comes Gerhard down the middle. Puck springs back as the Grit get a touch on it. Now Noble will just flick it down behind Lubomov with 3 minutes to go in the second period. Gerhard over the attacking line, drops it off for Serrato, who takes a quick shot. That is stopped by the pad of Eriksson. No rebound. 2:51 left in period 2. So both teams taking this moment to get a line change. For the Wranglers, it'll be the Day, Jacobson, Rasega line with Serrato and Sinclair. For Colorado, it'll be Poirier with Velasquez and Rue. Now Sheldon Rue almost claims a puck in the neutral zone. Instead, the Wranglers forecheck able to drive in deep, and oh, what a check by Rasega as he just tossed down Chernahouse. Wranglers on the left wing look to get to work. Pass across off the skate of Jacobson. He's got it in the near corner. He'll center up to Serrato. Fakes a shot and takes one, and it goes high and wide. Now on the rebound, it's Sinclair working in deep. Colorado able to spring it out to the neutral zone, and a 2-on-2 develops. As Velasquez on the left wing takes a shot, kick save Lubomov, and he eats up the rebound with 2:05 left for a stoppage. Oh, what a hit by Daniel Rasega. Not the biggest guy in the world, 5'10", 185, but my goodness. He absolutely just tossed down Chernahouse like a rag doll, and the crowd definitely approved of that physicality from number 77 in white. Hannes finds Skeltons in the neutral zone. He'll hand it off for Phillips, who takes a quick shot to the left wing. Now it's Miller spinning at the half wall, playing it up to Breyer, whose long shot is looking for a deflection from Hannes, goes wide. Second chance out in front. Wranglers are there, and Eriksson is able to sweep it away. Now it's Beidel gliding forward. He meets Breyer in the near corner. Rakowski kicks a free puck, looks to center it. Wranglers get enough bodies there to have possession and slam it out to the neutral zone. Breyer will transfer it up to Hannes. He will nip it in, and Smutny return the favor by banking it off the wall and out to center. And looks like it hit somebody on the Wranglers bench, and so we get a too many men call on the Wranglers. And so we saw 3 of those called yesterday. Not the first time here today. And so the Wranglers, with that penalty, go to the penalty kill for the 5th time today. It's unclear who's serving this penalty for the Wranglers, and looks like it'll be Divine Apollon who will be the representative for the Wranglers on the too many men calls. So again, this is something we saw pretty frequently yesterday. It's not a penalty that you usually see being called, but they've been on it here this weekend with that. And so Colorado back to the power play. They're 1 for 4 so far. Smutny at the right point. Delivers it to Graves at the half wall, and now Lubomov, puck is loose, and point blank, Lubomov makes a save on Graves. Long toss, Lubomov's got that as well, with 46.7 to go in the middle period. And so if the Wranglers are able to kill this off for the remainder of the second period, Colorado would open the third period with 55 seconds of power play time, just about. We got a little ways to go until we get to that scenario as the Wranglers win a face-off and hammer it all the way down for a clear. And so with 35 seconds left, Gurman will wheel it to the right wing for Smutny. We'll stash it down low, looking to get the Colorado Grit set up on the power play. At the line, it's Gurman. He'll fake a shot, move it towards his left. Shooting there was Graves. It's blocked into the far half wall. And now Breyer with the loose puck takes his time, gets it to the line, but not out. Keeping it in is Gurman. Over to the right circle. It's Smutny. He'll play catch with Graves. Can't get a good hand on it. Now down low, they move it to the top. It's Graves to the left side for Gurman. And sprawling out to block it was Gerhard right at the buzzer. And the Wranglers hang on to get the first part of the kill done. So Colorado opens the third period with 54 seconds of power play time in what is a 2-1 game through 40 minutes. And so that'll do it for 2 periods here at the Budweiser Bullpen. Coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network, it'll be the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of the last 2 periods, look ahead to period number 3, and talk some shop here on a Sunday afternoon at the Budweiser Bullpen. All that and a whole lot more coming up next in just a few.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with Flex Tech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, Flex Tech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blowgun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
I AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet. We don't have any phones. We have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen. We're through 2 periods of play. It's Colorado who has the lead. 2-1 is the score as we bring you into the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. I'm Guy Chiarenza, and it looks like this is another game that could come right down to the wire. Now, yesterday's game, certainly not the case, and the Wranglers today have had a much better effort, much better bounce back, but they're still down by 1 and they need to find a way to rally back here in the third period. We'll talk about that coming up, but first, let's get to a recap of what's happened over the last 40 minutes. So it was Colorado opening the score, 1 goal in the first period. It belonged to Luca Ori on the power play. 12:22 left in the period, as it is assisted by Junker and West to give Colorado the 1-0 lead for Ori. What a breakout guy this has been for Colorado this season, as Ori spent last season in the NCDC with the Provo Predators, had 38 points in 51 games there, and he's looking every bit of it here this season in the North American Hockey League with the Colorado Grit. Is with the goal today. Ori now has 3 goals and 9 assists for 12 points in 14 games. He's also on a 4-game point streak with the goal, 3 goals and 2 assists in that span. So that's a guy that's been really good for Colorado, and a team that needed more scoring from year 1 to year 2. They've got a good one there with Luca Ori. We also get on the board here today. That was the only goal in the first period. We saw 4 penalties called against the Wranglers in the first, 3 slashing against Chiarenza, and then 1 boarding against Corson McGuire at the end of the period. 1 penalty against Colorado in the first, and that was against Bidal, another slashing call. And so in the second period we go, and Colorado starts with a power play, an abbreviated one, and they don't score. But later on they do, about midway through the period, as with 10:24 left in the second. A shot that goes into a screen of Lubomov, ends up in the top corner of the net, and taking the shot is Carson Pavlovich, who gets the goal, assisted by assisted by Sheldon Ruse. So Pavlovich gets the score, Rue the assist, and the Grit at that point are up 2-0. And the Wranglers able to get on the board just about 3 minutes later. 7:39 left in the second period. It's McGuire to Skelton. The shot is taken. It's blocked. Puck is loose. And cramming it home is Gerhard as his impressive season continues. Gerhard in year 2 with the Wranglers. Had 9 points last year. This year, he's already up to 13. 5 goals, 8 assists in 14 games. He's on a 5-game point streak. 4 goals, 3 assists in that span. 1 goal on Friday, a goal and assist yesterday. Now a goal here today. He's been red hot. And so is Corson McGuire. He picked up the secondary assist on that goal. McGuire also extends his point streak to 5 games. As in that span, McGuire has 2 goals and 4 assists for the Wranglers. And again, McGuire has secured another day where he ends up being a point-per-game player this season. And what a great story he's been for Corson McGuire. Ends up starting the season with the Wranglers last year. Things don't work out. He ends up going to the NCDC to play with the Ogden Mustangs. And shout out to good friend of the program, Tim Brassard, who's been doing good work on their broadcast this season. Ends up having 2 goals and 5 assists in 21 games there, and then ends up returning to Amarillo this season. He's been a man on a mission, and boy, has he looked the part. He's been so good. Now has 5 goals and 9 assists for 14 points in 14 games. And Corson McGuire this season has been exactly what the Wranglers needed when you lose guys like Ben Ivey, Jack McDonald, Roman Zapp. I mean, the list goes on and on. When you lose guys like that, you need consistency to come into the lineup. And McGuire has been every bit of it. He's just been incredible for the Wranglers this season. He's really improved leaps and bounds from year 1 to year 2. And he's just been such a great story, such a great guy. So fun to talk to. Actually did an episode of Wranglers Weekly with McGuire a couple of weeks ago. Go check that out on our YouTube channel. Just a great guy. He has the right attitude, and so far this season, he's been perfect. He's been great. So Corson McGuire gets the secondary assist, and then Emil Skeltons, another awesome character. The Latvian gets the primary assist with taking the initial shot. And how about Skeltons? Misses a couple of games due to injury. Didn't play in Lone Star, didn't play in Shreveport, and then ends up playing here this opening weekend, and now has a 2-game point streak going, as he had a power play goal yesterday, and with the assist today, Skeltons now on the year is up to 4 points. 2 goals, 2 assists. Both of his goals coming on the power play. So for Skeltons, it's been a great year for him. He spent last year in Norway, registering 3 goals and 14 assists there in 21 games, and he was a plus 28 in Norway. And for Skeltons, this is a guy that coming into the season, you were looking at him and say, okay, yeah, now that, you see the plus 28, you look at that and you say, now that is a defensive defenseman. And he very much is, but as we've seen Skeltons kind of grow more and more confident, you're starting to see him take those chances offensively and really become apparent over the last couple of games as he's starting to put some points together. So you look at a guy like Serrato, where you know that he's your offensive defenseman on this team. He's been great at doing that. You need a guy that can kind of be in that in-between area, and it might be Skeltons. And don't forget about Will Sinclair, who can do that as well. You get those 3 to really start going offensively and take some liberties in the attacking zone. I think the Wranglers could be on the right track here to string together some wins here, as Wranglers look to get back in the win column with a win here today. And one of the biggest things for the Wranglers over the last couple of games, which they have seemingly not got enough scoring, seemingly not winning, and I think they just need a little bit more help from their blue line offensively. They need guys to kind of step up, take those chances, but also find a way to maintain that defensive structure and make sure that things aren't going the other way and end up in the back of your net. And before we head to our intermission break, let's talk about Will Lumamov. What a guy he is. Again, another really good guy on this team. And you got a lot of great characters, a lot of good character guys. I can say that about every single one of these guys. They're just great people, great teammates, and see them starting to gel this season as we enter the next phase of the season as the first 10 games have gone by. So for the Wranglers, you had a guy like Lubomov, who in training camp was so impressive. I mean, Lubomov was really, really sharp in training camp and ends up on the opening roster for opening night. Plays at the showcase, looks phenomenal. And with Little Caesars under-18 club last season, had a .925 save percentage in 33 games. When we saw him in New Hampshire, he stopped 18 of 19 at the showcase in what was a 4-1 Wrangler win. This is a guy that has the right attitude, has the right mentality, and just like Charlie Zolan, can win you games. Lubomov, when he's locked in, I don't think there's anybody that can beat him. And we saw stretches of it in the first period and here in the second where Lubomov just looked unbeatable. I mean, he was just flying around. It was like, how did he do that? He was a magician in net. We're going to have to get him a cool nickname sometime soon this season because he is something special for the Wranglers. And you look at the Wranglers goalie group right now, and interestingly enough, they are carrying 3 goaltenders, and they have been for the last good chunk of time. In fact, they started the season with 3 goaltenders. You look at that room, and all 3 of them are really, really good. And so you think about, as the season goes on, how long will the Wranglers keep 3 goaltenders, and who ends up emerging as really the tandem for the Wranglers? If they do keep all 3, you've got 3 really good goaltenders in Zolan, Lubomov, and Gerard to carry you throughout the rest of the season and into the playoffs. And so I'm curious to see what ends up happening, and I think from what I gather, it looks like a 1A, 1B, 1C situation, and that is a great situation to be in if you're the Wranglers, especially on a weekend like this where it's a 3-game set. Now, Zolan did play the first 2 games. Lubomov gets in here tonight, but just shows on any given day the Wranglers can put a guy between the pipes and have confidence saying, yeah, that guy is going to give us a chance to win the game. And today, Will Lubomov gets the nod, his second of the season. He's been phenomenal for the Wranglers here this afternoon. And so, with that, we'll step aside here on the second intermission report. Colorado leads it 2-1 through 2. They'll start the third period with 54 seconds of power play time to work with. We'll talk about what the Wranglers need to do in the third period to get on the board again, tie this thing up, and eventually pull away for what would be their 8th victory of the season. Be back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network after a word from our local sponsors. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 psi, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blow gun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtel is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtel already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtel. They're that important.
Welcome back to the bullpen as the second intermission report rolls on. Colorado with a 2-1 lead as we're just moments away from third period action. I'm Guy Chiarenza, and this weekend is a weekend that really came out of nowhere in terms of the outcomes of the first two games. I think a lot of people thought that the Wranglers back at home after being so impressive on the road, going 7-3, 0-1, would have a pretty easy time taking care of the Colorado Grit. And if you thought that, you are mistaken, as the Colorado Grit coming to the bullpen, pick up 2 wins on Friday and Saturday, and now here today they're going for the weekend sweep. Wranglers, though, playing probably their best all-around effort so far this weekend, as through 40 minutes of play, the Wranglers have 28 shots on goal. Colorado has 26. And really the agenda to start the third period for the Wranglers is, of course, killing off the 54 seconds of penalty time, which does come from a too many men penalty, so it's a bench minor that is being served by Divine Apollon. And so for the third period, I think for the Wranglers, this is probably your best effort so far. And you got to find a way to make sure that that effort remains the same and you also have a sense of urgency. I think there's a bit of a gray area when it comes to having a period left and being down by 1. How much urgency do you have to start? I think a lot of people would say, well, just go out there and try and get that first goal as quickly as possible. And for the Wranglers, of course, being on the penalty kill to start, you might get a little bit of momentum from that. If you're able to kill this penalty, and we say this so often, there's momentum to be gained from killing a penalty. If you're able to kill this penalty off and get some momentum out of that fresh out of the intermission break, use that to your advantage. You're at home. You've got the crowd on your side. If you can get that momentum swinging in your favor, take advantage of the grit early on. It does seem like Colorado, while they have been strongest in the second and third periods, it does take them a little bit of time to get their skating legs after the intermission break. And for Colorado, as time rolls on, they get faster and faster, and they start clicking on their passes, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the puck's in the back of your net. For the Wranglers, beat them at their own game. Beat them with speed, find a way to shut that down, slog things up to the neutral zone a little bit, make it so they can't fly up and down the ice, and then get to your game. We've seen the Wranglers at their best be aggressive on the forecheck and set up shop in the attacking zone, creating pressure from steals and puck movement. We'll look for that here for the Wranglers in the third period as they look to get back on the board and tie this game up at 2 after they kill off the penalty to begin the third period. We'll see if the Wranglers can get it done, or will Colorado skate out of the Budweiser Bull Pen with their third straight victory and the weekend sweep. We're about to find out when we come back for the third period here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Thank you for tuning in to the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. I'm Guy Chiarenza, and I'll see you on the other side of the break as we get set for a third period puck drop here in Amarillo.
And get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
We've got an exciting third period on tap here in downtown Amarillo. The home crowd looking to see their team win in this building for the first time this season. The Colorado Grit looking to continue to spoil the party here on home opening weekends. They have the 2-1 lead and a chance, with 54 seconds of power play time to open the third, to stretch that lead out a little bit more with another power play goal. We'll see what we have in store here, as it'll be Morton against Johnson as we drop the puck for the third period. Junker with it. He'll start things off for the Wranglers, for the Grit, here to start the power play. Johnson on the left wing, drops it off for Noble. Continue to dig his way down the wall and feed it back to Johnson behind the net. Now on the right wing, it's West. Up to the line for a shot. Deflection over the net. And the Wranglers try and slap it out. And they are successful in doing so. So it's Junker over the logo into the attacking zone. He'll take a shot. That goes wide left of Lubomov. West on the right wing keeps it in. Battling against Gerhardt. Flings it to the line. Now on the left side, it's Johnson for a shot out in front. Looking for a tip off the stick of Ori. Puck goes careening wide and all the way into the Colorado zone. The Grit ice the puck. 52 seconds into the third and just 2 seconds remain on the bench penalty for too many men. That happened at the end of the second period. And it looks like the Wranglers have killed this off as the zone, or the draw, comes all the way into the Colorado zone. And so you think about the timing and everything, it doesn't seem like Colorado would be able to score in 2 seconds from their own end. So the Wranglers will get the kill, as out of the box is Apollon. As Goldberg's stick breaks, he goes to the bench, and Jacobson comes on. Back to even strength, it's Rakowski, fields it on the left wing. He'll gain the red line, angle it wide left of Lubomov. Riles came crashing in to race after that puck, but the Wranglers do get there. Shot from the line, again wide of Lubomov, this time to his right, as the Grit try and muscle to keep the puck in the zone. The Wranglers looking to say otherwise. Comes free from the pile, dancing towards the net is Bidal, and a poke check sends the puck back out into the neutral zone. Serrato feels pressure coming, loses it to Bidal, and now quickly gets it back as he looks to transfer it up to Jacobson. Ends up coming back to Serrato, who continues his way down the right wing, gets impeded by Rakowski, and we get a penalty here. 1:47 into the third, and now afterwards, bodies converge. Rakowski, holding his face, will go to the penalty box. His penalty was not in doubt. And so we'll get a conference at the scorer's table here to see if there might be anything more coming for what happened after the whistle. Again, 3-man officiating crew here this weekend. Mr. Michaels, flanked by Hopkins and Edling, is the referee for us. He will make the official call, and soon we will get the word from downstairs. And Divine Apollon is being escorted down to the Wranglers' locker room, not before he is met with the approval of the crowd. And so it appeared like it was going to be a Wrangler power play as Rakowski is in the box. But now that becomes much more uncertain. Long discussion here. Five minutes on the board to Apollon. And the Wranglers are pointing up at the board saying, what is that? Whoa, what is that? 2 minutes on the board to Rakowski. And so it appears like to this point that is all. We'll in a moment get a word on what the exact call was, but it appears as right now it's a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then for the remaining 3 minutes of the penalty to Apollon, which appears to be a major in a game misconduct. That's why he was taken away. The Grit would have that time on the power play, barring anything else added. So Apollon, for leaving the bench, gets a game misconduct in the 5 minutes, and then the 2 minutes to boarding go to Rakowski. So it will be a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, barring anything else added to it. And then afterwards, it'll be a 3-minute Colorado power play on the tail end of the major to Apollon. So his night is done. We know that for certain. And so we get some open ice here in the third period. Bidal feeds west on the left wing, centering feed. Leaps over the stick of Bidal. And the Wranglers have it at the moment. It's Gerhard sidestepping pressure deep in his own end, exchanging with Serrato. who will lob it up to Morton in the neutral zone. Morton barreling down the right wing, peels away. Tries to connect with Gerhard between the circles, and the pass was offline. Stretch pass offline from Gurman. Now here's Sinclair in open space. Sinclair to the goal, and oh, what a stop by Erickson to deny Sinclair his first of the season. Will Sinclair has 4 points this season. They're all assists. So he's looking for his first goal there, and it would have been a big one. He stays a 2-1 game as Gerhard from the left wing gets tangled up with Gurman. Puck now behind the Colorado net as Smutney emerges up ahead. He finds Ori. He'll glide to the neutral zone. Poke check by Pipinen. Gets the puck back for the Wranglers. Snaking through the neutral zone is McGuire. He gets wedged off the puck, and now Ori turns up ice, and back comes McGuire to get the puck again. Here he is looking to center. Grit getting the way. It does end up with Pipinen. Now at the line. Pipinen will pass it over to Skeltons. He's got room. Skelton shoots. Score! Emil Skeltons ties the game on the 4-on-4, and it's 2-2 at the bullpen. Oh, what a shot from the Latvian. He has been on an absolute tear over the last couple of games, and it's a brand new one. Here at the bullpen, we're tied. And Pipinen, with the primary assist, will get his first point as a Wrangler. So congratulations to Heikki Pipinen. He just gets better and better each game he plays. You can say the same thing about Skeltons, the goal scorer. He now has goals in back-to-back games. And it's 2-2 from downtown Amarillo. Skeltons from Pipinen. 3:17 into the third, 4-on-4. That is what's tied us at 2. And remain at 4-on-4 for the next 30 seconds. As it's Breyer off the face-off. Over to the left wing for Day. Day will backpedal to his own blue line, throw a nifty move on Velasquez, and turn up ice. Day trying to split through the D, gets directed to the near wall. He'll play it to the line, shot by Breyer into traffic, is blocked. And now Helgeson has it, and on the right wing, he'll continue down. As Helgeson takes a shot, it's blocked, and the penalty is over. And so the Wranglers will now be on the penalty kill for the next 3 minutes. As Colorado flings it to the left wing, it's Rue out in front. Oh, that one made its way to Lubomov. It clanked off a leg, but stayed out. Now it's Rakowski at the right point, spinning away from Morton. Dishing it to Rue at the half wall. Wranglers get it away, and here comes Gerhard, 2-on-2. He'll chip it into the far corner and pick it up himself. Around the net he goes, and wedging him off the puck was Gurman. Now Colorado into enemy territory is offside with 15:36 left in the third. And so we talked about it. In the second intermission report, the Wranglers may be needing a little bit of help in the scoring department from their blue line. Look no further than Emil Skeltons. The Latvian native gets on the board again for the Wranglers, and it is now a multi-point affair for Skeltons tonight. A goal and an assist. He's doing it all. Gurman in the neutral zone, gains center red. And that Wrangler blue will chip it down beneath the goal line. Wranglers trying to pound it out, still on the penalty kill for the next 2:10. And getting the job done is Luke Goldberg, the Illinois native, to get a Wrangler clear. So now 2 minutes left on the major to Apollon. And now keep in mind that since it was a major penalty, if Colorado is the score, the penalty stays on the board. So Gurman will float it into the Wranglers' end behind Lubomov. Sinclair is there. He gets pinned up against the end wall. He's able to spatter it out to the near wall where Colorado chips it back down low. Now a centering feed connects and trickles in on Lubomov as Poirier couldn't get the shot off. So Colorado will opt for a personnel change here, as will the Wranglers. 1:33 left on the Grit power play. Draw in the near circle. Gerhard up against Johnson. Johnson selected in last summer's draft, round 2 pick 40. They center it looking for Johnson. Lubomov able to make a defensive stand, and the Wranglers have possession. And Gerhard, draining a little bit of time, will mail it back into the Grit end, where Junker, stationed behind Erickson, will start the next Colorado charge. Well, outlet to Johnson on the left wing. William Johnson off the end wall to Ori in the near corner. Ori holds at the half wall, takes his time from skate to stick, digs his way down deeper, spinning in the corner, backhands it up to the line for Helgeson. Now it's Junker, back to Helgeson, a drive, and that one goes wide. Helgeson on the right wing, gets the puck again. Defending him is Morton. Puck is swatted towards the goal. Defensively is Wellburn, and he will fling it all the way out for another Amarillo clear. 35 seconds left on the Grit power play. As motoring through the neutral zone is Noble. He will bounce it to the near wing. We're crashing in as Graves. Stepping in as McGuire, and the Wranglers skate the puck out. McGuire will chip and chase. Jockeying against Gurman. The Colorado D-man is able to jolt the puck to the neutral zone, and now Graves has it on the right wing. Swings around Sinclair, looks to center. Lubomov gets a stick on it, and the puck is swept away. And that'll pretty much do it for the penalty. So the Wranglers, not only do they come away unscathed, they get on the board to tie the game on the 4-on-4. And it's a 2-2 game as we approach the 13 minutes left in the third. Colorado working in deep, moves it from low to high. At the right point, Graves will stash it behind the goal for Rakowski. And the Wranglers pop it up to the line and out. Day able to force it into the Colorado zone. Now Hannes from the red line will dart it back to Breyer. He will gain the red line and power it into the far corner. Back out in the neutral zone after the hard work of the Grit. Miller re-enters on the right wing. Strong Jacob Miller looks to connect with Phillips. The pass is behind him, and the Grit take it and move up ice. And now West gets sandwiched by Serrato and Hannes. Piping in with the free puck, fresh off his first point as a Wrangler with the assist on the Skelton's goal. Will weave his way through the neutral zone, direct it to the left wing for Phillips. He finds Miller, open is Hannes, and the pass couldn't get there. The Grit read the play nicely as Hannes was wide open. He called for the puck and he almost got it, but the Grit make a defensive stand. Now here they go the other way. In the high slot, it's Rue, and his shot goes wide right of Lubomov. McGuire with it now, moving in transition. He's got Gerhard on the left wing, shot. It goes wide. Erickson might have got a piece of it. Now at the line, Wellburn can't keep it in, and it'll be an offside on the Wranglers with 11:41 left to go in the final frame. This game has been oodles of fun, and it's not over yet. It's a tie game at the bullpen. 2-2 is the score. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
Ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with Flex Tech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, Flex Tech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blow gun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put Flex Tech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
We've got another one coming right down to the wire here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers recently have tied up the game. The Mill Shelton's third goal of the year. Coming at 4-on-4 play. It's a 2-2 game now as Velasquez looks to change that. Working his way into the Wranglers zone, but Amarillo's defense stands him up, and now they turn up ice. It's Gerhard from McGuire on the left wing. Puck is knocked down low to Morton. It'll take a couple of skips into the far side corner where it's skated out by Sheldon Rue. Rue to the middle for Johnson, and not much more as the Grit are offside with 11:17 left to go in the third frame. So the Grit, who were leading after 2, undefeated when they do so. Just 3-0 Colorado when leading after 2 this season. For the Wranglers, when trailing after 2, have yet to win a game, but they did force overtime in the game against Lone Star, which ended up being a 2-1 shootout loss. They're 0-3-0-1 in such instances. As from center, it's Bidall trying to sidestep Sinclair. Not going to happen. Sinclair just to pitch it up to Day on the left wing, but it ends up being an icing against the Wranglers. And so this faceoff will come all the way back down near Lubomov. Face-off on the near circle. Jacobson will take it. 3 men in the slot for the Wranglers. So Jacobson is tossed in favor of Rasega. Well, looks like Jacobson is going to get to stay. Colorado wins it at the right point. Pavlovich, who has a goal tonight, works it down low. Serrano will spring it up to Rasega, and that'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 10:53 left in the third. Draw on the far circle of the Wranglers' end. Wranglers have taken 30 shots in this game so far. Still plenty of time left to go. Colorado has taken 28. As the puck goes into the boards on the far end, Sinclair emerges from the pile, transfers it over to Day, who will hoist it to the middle for Jacobson, and he can't rip a shot away as the Grit were there defensively. Now we get an arm raise to penalty incoming. Lubomov to the bench, and so the Wranglers will go to the power play if Colorado touches up. Lubomov to the bench, it's a 6-on-5, and now the Grit will touch up. And the Wranglers are headed to the man advantage. Going to the box is Rakowski for the second time this period. 10:24 left in the third. He goes for tripping. And so the Wranglers look to score on their 4th opportunity on the man advantage today. Draw on the near circle. Wranglers trying to muscle it away out of a group of players. Landon West has it. And he will zip it down to Lubomov for a Colorado clear. Serrato outlets to Day in the neutral zone. He'll pound it off the far wall and in deep. McGuire takes a bat at it, gets it to Day in the near corner. Day up to Serrato. He'll deal it back to Day. He'll step in and shoot! And a kick save is made by the toe of Erickson to keep the puck out. McGuire from the left wing creeps into the circle, dishes it up to Serrano at the line. He'll drift it to the middle for Day. Backhand shot, rebound, score! McGuire! And the Wranglers have the lead with a power play goal. McGuire's got 2 points tonight, and he remains red hot. And the Wranglers on the man advantage get the job done. And they have the lead for the first time today. Day is going to get an assist. We'll see who has the secondary. For Trace Day, he gets a point in his return to the lineup. And so now he is up to 4 goals and 2 assists on the season. It's his 4th power play point. For McGuire, it's actually his first power play goal of this season. He now has 6 goals and 9 assists on the year. And so for the guy who has consistently become a point-per-game performer for the Wranglers, he's now over a point per game. 3-2 Amarillo. Colorado looking to tie it up as a quick shot, and they score. It's Poirier beating Lubomov 5-hole, and Colorado responds to tie it once again. And they haven't even finished announcing the Wranglers' goal, and Colorado goes the other way and scores. Eight seconds is all it took for Poirier to sneak it by. And so it's a brand new game again. Puck in the neutral zone. It's McGuire from Day and Serrato. That was the Wranglers' score. And now we'll get the official word on what it was for Colorado's tally as Breyer from his own end outlets to Day in the neutral zone. He's got Resega to his right, Jacobson to his left, tries to split the D, goes into the near corner, still has the puck on his stick in a puck battle, as Helgeson tries to free him from the puck. Wranglers keep it. As at the line, it's Breyer. He'll fire it around to the far half wall. Resega throws a check, but it's not enough to get the puck back for the Wranglers. As now it squeaks free, back to Resega at the blue line. And now back up at the point, it's Skeltons. He'll take a shot, kick saved by Erickson, and the puck escapes the zone with 8:33 left in the third. So Poirier from Rue is the Colorado tally. That's tied us at 3. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Settled down by Phillips, played back to Breyer. Wranglers will zing the puck in around Erickson to the near wall, where Colorado will sail it into the Wrangler end for an icing with 8:04 left in the third. Miller with Phillips and Hannes will take this draw against Poirier, the game's most recent goal scorer. And, well, scratch that. Miller's booted out of the circle, and so Crew Hannes will be tasked with the face-off. Draw is claimed by the Wranglers. Phillips sees the puck go the other way as Colorado exits hastily. Is on the right wing. It's Velasquez to the middle for a try, and Poirier is shut down by Lubomov. Now Hannes has it on the right wing. Stops, finds a trailer. It's piping in for a shot. That is gloved up by Erickson, and there is no rebound with 7:42 left in regulation. It'll be a near side draw on the Colorado zone, and what a day it's been for Emil Skeltons. 1 goal, 1 assist, and we say a big hello to his family watching back in Latvia. Not sure what time it is there, but it's got to be pretty early or pretty late. It's all about perspective, really. But he's having a monster game as the puck rolls in on Lubomov, who will freeze with 7:32 left in the third. As for Skeltons, it's his first multi-point game in the North American Hockey League. 3 goals, 2 assists on the year. In what is his 10th game as a Wrangler. Draw in the near circle of the Wrangler zone. It's Morton against West. Morton wins it, plays it back to Serrato, who has an assist on the McGuire goal. He gets tangled up with Rakowski. Puck slips free. West darting beneath the goal line. Looks to escape the pressure from Serrato, but Wrangler defenseman doing a nice job. Morton helping out. Colorado has it on their tape as now in the near corner it's Rakowski. Up to the line. Pavlovich a try. It's blocked. Puck sneaks its way into the right circle. Rakowski gets it back. He'll fan on a shot. It's poked away. It's Gerhard on the left wing. Gerhard drops it back. Morton dangling, floats it to the goal. Wranglers try and stuff it in, and Gerhard can't punch it into the twine. Now McGuire looks to keep it in for the Wranglers, but he's met by a trio of Grit players, and Colorado will possess with 7:35 remaining in the third period. As Helgeson tries to knock it forward, Day steps in front of the intended pass, and it boomerangs back to the line for a quick shot that goes wide left of Lubomov. They'll jockey for it on the far wall. Colorado slips it free, pass to the middle, connects with Bydal, and Skeltons is there defensively to break up the play. As Jacobson meanders his way into the near corner. Now play goes behind Lubomov as they try and strip the Wranglers of the puck. The Grit do. Gurman, a high riser, goes up and over the net. It ricochets all the way back out into the Colorado zone where it's handled by Smutny. Gurman over the blue line, connects with Smutny. He enters on the right wing from his knees, gets tangled up with Pipinen. He'll get it back behind the net. Centering feed goes off of Wellburn. Puck is still loose. Wranglers just jab it into the far corner. Now skating it out to freedom in the neutral zone is Hannes. Hannes on the right wing, looks for a man in the middle. Pass is there, and Pipinen can't cash in. Hannes on his forehand, looking to keep the puck for the Wranglers. Phillips muscling towards the goal, make that Miller. Can't rip a shot away as Poirier is clutching onto the back of his jersey. Miller, right and tight again, is shut down by the left pad of Eriksson. Miller again from the high slot, whips one right of the goal. Second chance, and oh, what a stop by Eriksson. Kicking out the right pad, denies Morley Phillips on the one-timer. Now Poirier from the blue line flings it in on Lubomov. And the Wranglers will handle it with under 5 minutes to go in the third. The final 5 minutes are brought to you by Street Toyota in what is a 3-3 game here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers out shooting the Grit 36-30. And we'll see who ends up with the advantage at the end of the night. And you got to think at this point the next goal, whether it comes here in regulation or in overtime, is going to be the game winner. As cutting towards the net is McGuire. It's swiped away by Junker. And now moving down the right wing, it's Johnson. He'll gain center red and thump it into the far corner where the Wranglers will clink the puck back out the center for Helgeson just to blast it back in around to the near wall. And now Serrato will chip it back into Colorado territory. Helgeson, standout defenseman for Colorado, playing on his third North American Hockey League team. Will move it upwards to Ori. He'll swing it down, and a centering feed goes into traffic from Noble. Wranglers break it up and move in transition. It's Sinclair. Chops it forward and abandons the play, getting back into defensive position. Colorado kicks it forward. Resega has it at his own blue line. Speedy Daniel Resega glides down the left wing, leaves it for Day, and his shot is shouldered up by Eriksson and covered with 3:27 left in the third. In these games, they're not for the faint of heart. And you look at the all-time series between Colorado and Amarillo. The Wranglers do lead it, 12-2-0-2 all-time, but what goes unnoticed is a lot of these have been nail-biters. And in most cases, the Wranglers have gutted them out and won. We'll see if tonight is a similar story as a shot by Skeltons. Goes wide right. At the line, it's Day keeping it in. Puck is turned over to Smutny, who lobs it into the Wrangler zone, and there's either going to be an offside or an icing, and it ends up being the latter. And so we'll see this faceoff come back into the Colorado zone near Eriksson. Will Lubomov, perfect 1-0 on the season, looking to earn his second win of the season He's been phenomenal, stopping 28 of 31 so far. Erickson, 34 of 37. As the face-off is won. Wranglers from the line. Pummel it towards the goal. That was Wellburn. It's blocked by West. Colorado takes flight. Graves to the middle. Boomerangs back to him. Left side shot. Lubomov the save. On the doorstep is Rakowski. Puck is free. Wranglers trying to slip it under the keister of Lubomov, and they do. Lubomov had no idea where that puck was, and he ends up sitting on it, as I believe it was Pipinen who tucked it right under his rump to get the whistle. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do. 2:52 left in the third, and we stay tied. For Colorado fans, you've seen that one before where the Grit take a shot and they crash the crease. And you kind of just sit on the edge of your seat and you go, oh, are they going to do it? They've been successful at doing that a lot this weekend, and Wranglers in that moment able to put an end to it. So here's Miller with his line mates Phillips and Hannes here to take the draw. Colorado wins it, stays in the zone. Junker will pump it around to the near wall. Wranglers will stick it up to the line, but not out. Rue plugs it in deeper. Piping in the fin. Will bank it off the far wall, and the puck ends up in the Wranglers bench right near head coach Taylor Harnett. And so we'll get a whistle with 2:38 left in the third, and this faceoff stays in the Wranglers zone. It'll be to the right of Lubomov. And the Wranglers keep the same personnel out there. It's West, Riles, and Bidall, the three forwards for Colorado. Junker and Chernahouse, the two D-men. And now it'll be Hannes against West. Piping in from the wall, springs it forward. Wranglers have speed. It's Phillips right side, shooting! And it's stopped by Erickson and covered with 2:30 remaining in regulation. And so here in the third period, both teams trading chances. A couple goals here in the third, 2 for the Wranglers, 1 for the Grit. And how about that response from Colorado right after the Wranglers scored? Just 8 seconds is all it took for Poirier to score. And to that point, that is the most recent goal scored in this game. So Carl Jacobson with Dejan Rasega will take the face-off against West on the near circle of the Grit zone. Meanwhile, Taylor Harnett getting some sort of explanation from Michaels, our referee this weekend. And so we're all good. The puck is dropped. Wranglers have it. Rasega darts behind the net. On his forehand, looks to deliver it to Sinclair. Instead gets bottled up in the corner. Puck does make its way to Sinclair at the half wall. He collides with a couple of players in the half wall, and it ends up shaking onto the stick of West. Looks to outlet for Riles. Bouncing puck, settled down, backhand feed. Goes over the blue paint and out. Now Rasega starts a 3-on-3. Pass on time for Jacobson on the left wing. He gets tripped up, and no call is made. Colorado with the puck. Under 2 minutes to go. They'll arc it through the neutral zone where it's gloved down by Serrato. That'll be a hand pass as Day touched up. But we're starting to see a lot of that here from Colorado here in the third, as the Wranglers done a good job of creating traffic in the neutral zone and really stymieing what the Grit want to do. So we're seeing a lot of those moon balls, those moon pucks through the neutral zone, those arcs, as the Grit are just trying to heave it over everybody through the neutral zone and race after it with their speed and catch up. And sometimes today it has worked. But at this point, it looks like the Wranglers have gotten used to that, as Colorado gets to work in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. It's poked up to the half wall. Noble gets checked up by Breyer. And I get a puck battle here. Everybody wants to join the party. 2 Wranglers, 2 Gritter there. Time running out. 1:30 left in the third. And it's finally kicked away. And weaseling it out is Gerhard. And from the neutral zone, he will cast the puck in deep. Skelton's unable to hold the puck in, and so Morton from his own ends. Move it to Breyer, who outlets. A little over a minute left in the final period. McGuire on the forecheck looking to wreak havoc. The Grit are able to sidestep that pressure. As in on the left side is Helgeson. His shot is snared out of the air by Lubomov. And he'll hold with 54.5 left in regulation. So the Miller, Hannes, and Phillips line comes back out. Welburn and Pipin in the two defensemen. For Colorado, it's Poirier, Velasquez, and Roux with Junker and Chernahouse. And here's Chernahouse off the draw. His shot is ripped off the skate of Hannes. He gets it from the half wall, tries to surge forward. The Grit keep it in the zone and hurl it back into the far corner where Pipinen will dish it all the way down to Erickson with 35 seconds left. Colorado into the Wrangler ends. That'll be an icing, as it didn't touch anyone at the red line with just about 30 seconds left to go. So, good opportunity for the Wranglers here. This face-off is critical. They have their best goal scorers out there right now. Morton, Gerhard, McGuire, Welburn, and Pipinen stay out. Morton tasked with winning this big face-off against Poirier. Colorado gets a stick on it, and they're able to muscle it out to the neutral zone. Welburn with it from his own blue line, plays it across to Pipinen. It's tapped off the stick of McGuire. And now swatted into the far corner. 10 seconds to go. Colorado, maybe one last chance here. And they ice it. They ice the puck with 5.3 seconds to go. And it looked like it was close to hitting the stick of Velasquez, but they say it did not. And so you got to think that there could be a set play coming here from the Wranglers. And a timeout is called, as they're going to talk this over. And it's Colorado that takes the timeout with the icing. So, want to give their guys some rest from what's going to appear to be a design play from the Wranglers. So this is a critical face-off. We'll see who ends up taking it. If whoever's on the ice right now is any indicator, looks like you've got Jacobson, Serrato, Resega, Day, and Welburn out on the ice. And if you can win that face-off, maybe you've got a couple of seconds to make a pass or two, and then that puck has to get to the net. So we'll see what Taylor Harnett and assistant coach Connor White and Brandon Richardson cook up here. And for Kevin Holmstrom, the head coach of the Colorado Grit, the idea is probably just to find a way to make an offensive stand, get bodies on whatever puck it makes its way towards Erickson. Should the Wranglers win the face-off, and then just get this thing to overtime. For both sides, winning the face-off is so imperative. It'll be Jacobson with Day, Resega, Welburn, and Serrato to take the face-off against George Poirier. Jacobson wins it. Quick shot towards the goal, and it flutters in on Erickson. Not a lot of wood. He keeps it rolling, and we're headed to overtime here at the bullpen. Second time on the weekends. We had an overtime game on Friday. Neither team scored in that overtime session, and then Grit won 4-3 in the shootout. A lone goal scorer. And the lone goal scorer in the shootout was Graves. But we've got a long way to go before we get to a potential shootout. So let's recap the scoring that got us to this point. The Grit score the first two. First one in the first period on the power play. It's Ori. About midway through the second period, it is Pavlovich. And then the Wranglers start to get into their groove. About 3 minutes after Pavlovich's goal, it's Gerhard from Skeltons and McGuire get the Wranglers on the board. And then we move to the third period where Colorado has a 2-1 lead. Skelton scores on the 4v4. to tie the game up. And then on the power play, it's McGuire with 9:35 to go. And then 8 seconds after he scores, it is Poirier getting Colorado's third of the night to make it a 3-3 tie, and that's where we stood ever since. So overtime awaits here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Colorado already made their decision as to who they want to send out. It's going to be Graves, Johnson, and Gurman to begin the extra session for Colorado. For the Wranglers, Day, Gerhard, and Serrato. Wranglers this season have only had one game decided in overtime this year. They are 1-0 in such instances, and Colorado fans should remember that game because that's the game where Sal Serrato scored the buzzer beater at Greeley Icehouse. And so there he is, number 9, out there to start overtime with Day and Gerhard. 3-3 is the score. Somebody will win 4-3. The only question is who. Wranglers possess off the opening face-off of overtime, and Day will claim it behind his own net, and crashing in is Graves, aggressively on the forecheck, trying to rip it away, but the Wranglers do skate to freedom with the puck. So Day still trying to escape the oncoming pressure of Graves. Plays it back to Gerhard as already 30 seconds have gone by here in overtime. Not much occurring so far. Wranglers have possessed it for the entirety, and the pass is offline for Serrato. Dumped in, Gerhard racing after it, and oh, that was close. They're going to call it an icing, but Gerhard trying to argue his case that he beat out Johnson to the puck. But it will come back into the Wranglers zone. 40 seconds into overtime. And so now the Wranglers take their timeout. Taylor Harnett understanding the situation that his guys have played all 40 seconds of overtime. Give them a little bit of a break. Talk things over on what will be a draw to the left of Lubomov on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. So far, not much happening here in overtime, and as the years have gone by with 3-on-3 overtime, it seems like more and more often both teams just play very conservative, and in a situation that was supposed to make it so you don't have to get to the shootout, more often than not these days, you end up going to the shootout just because nothing really happens in overtime. It's just a lot of very cautious defensive play, neither team wanting to turn possession over. And so there have been talks about maybe creating like a backcourt kind of rule like you see in basketball with either the red line or one of the blue lines to kind of negate teams kind of backpedaling into their own end to just restart plays. And you don't like what you see out in front of you. Either way, 3-on-3 is the deal. 4:20 left in overtime. Draw to the left of Lubomov, Morton, McGuire, and Sinclair. The three for the Wranglers as they win the face-off and they power forward. It's Sinclair surging down the left wing, feeding Morton, and his shot is tipped wide. Now the grid of a chance. McGuire, the lone man back. It's Rue on the right wing. He'll delay, feed it to the right point. They'll return it to Rue at the half wall, and he will turn it over as he's checked by McGuire. A little over 1 minute into overtime. That's about the most things have opened up here so far. As McGuire stations out behind Lubomov, getting a lay of the land. He likes what he sees. He flings it up to Jacobson, and the pass was behind him, and Colorado has it. Here's Gurman motoring down the left wing wall. He'll shoot. Lubomov stops it, and the rebound is corralled by Jacobson. Now gliding ahead is McGuire. Corson McGuire pivots to his forehand. It's knocked down, and the Grit will have possession. And McGuire will go to the bench. West into the neutral zone. Gains the Wrangler line. West starting to the right side, takes a shot, and it's blocked by Serrato. Jacobson scarfs up the rebound, returns it to Serrato on the right wing. He'll pick his way through the defense. Leave it for Jacobson. Return to Serrato. Score! Sal Serrato wins it for the Wranglers in overtime. Sal Serrato has done it again. He's the overtime hero at the Budweiser Bull Pen. And Amarillo comes away with the victory on Sunday afternoon here in the Texas Panhandle. What a game we just saw here. Here today, both teams showed up and gave their best effort. Colorado does end up picking up a point in every single game this weekend, but the extra one today belongs to the Wranglers. And they come away victorious for the 8th time this season, the first time at home. And they improve to 8-4-0-2. Colorado drops to 5-5-3-1. Now has 14 points on the year. Wranglers are just 3 points behind first place with 18. Post-game show starts now. What can you say about these Amarillo Wranglers? They are resilient. Last couple of games did not go the way that they would have liked. Colorado came into the weekends playing very strong hockey. And the Wranglers today make a statement saying, hang on, don't hit the panic button yet. We're not going anywhere. They get the win here on home ice. I'm going to tell you how they did it. In the first period, Colorado gets on the board first. First time they did so this weekend. Ori with the power play goal gets things started. We don't see any more scoring again until the second period, about midway through, where Pavlovich sneaks ones by Lubomov. And about 3 minutes after that, the Wranglers get started. It's Gerhard from Skeltons and McGuire scoring to extend his point streak to 5 games. McGuire did the same with the assist. And then into the third period we went. What was a 2-1 Colorado lead. Skeltons gets a goal 4-on-4, tied the game up at 2. And then leaping the Wranglers ahead is McGuire with 9:35 left in the third from Day and Serrato on the power play. But you can't count out the Colorado grit, as 8 seconds after McGuire scored, the other number 19, George Poirier, was able to stuff one in the wickets of between the wickets of Lubomov to tie us up at 3. And so to overtime we went, and there's the hero skating out to center ice to do a post-game interview with Chris. Don't think you can pick up the audio here from here, but tell you what, he's got a big smile on his face. Every reason to. Serrano, with his family in attendance, is the overtime hero. He's got his 4th goal of the season. It's a multi-point affair for him. Now he has 4 goals and 5 assists on the season, and he continues to haunt the Colorado Grit's dreams of winning in overtime. Serrato had the buzzer beater in Greeley Ice House in the second meeting between these two clubs this season. Buzzer beater there, and then he pounds it upstairs in overtime today to give the Wranglers the 4-3 victory. And so in a game on Friday where pretty much a similar story heading into overtime, it's the Grit that win it 5-3 in the shootout. Today it's the Wranglers 4-3 in overtime, emerging with the victory. And I think the summary for the Wranglers today and the difference from Friday, from yesterday to today, was effort through a full 60 minutes of play. In Friday and Saturday's game, the Wranglers came out very strong in the first period and kind of just faded away in the final 40 minutes of play. Today, the Wranglers had a good first period, solid second, very good third, and they end up coming away with the victory in overtime. And you got to remember that it's very early in the season. This team is still trying to find its way and build some chemistry and gel and really get to the point where they want to be. But so far, so good for Taylor Harnett's crew. They improved to 8-4, 0-2, and the Grit do get a point, but fall to 5-5, 3-1. So now look at the South Division standings. Wranglers just 3 points behind first, as Lone Star and Corpus Christi are tied for that. And right behind them, with 18 points, are the Amarillo Wranglers. So now we turn our sights to next weekend, as in come the Shreveport Mudbugs. Mudbugs were off this weekend. Last time they played the Amarillo Wranglers. And how did that go? Well, the Wranglers did pretty good. They ended up getting the 3-2 win, a gutsy one in Shreveport after being down by 2 at the Pond. After suffering a 5-1 loss the night earlier, that series was split, and so this upcoming weekend at the Budweiser Bull Pen will be the final 2 times that the Wranglers meet the Mudbugs this season. So make sure you come on down to the bullpen, get your tickets at panhandletickets.com, or hang out with us on NATV and YouTube. It's sure to be an exciting game between 2 South Division teams that always seem to be good. It'll be a good one. Mudbugs and the Wranglers coming up next weekend. You can see it on NATV or listen in on YouTube. 7:15 puck drop. Call it a 7 o'clock pregame show, and we'll see you there. As for us here today, Colorado with a good effort falls just short for the first time this weekend. The Wranglers end up with the win. 4-3 is the score in overtime. As we'll leave you with that here to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for watching this presentation of the North American Hockey League. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night, and we'll see you next time as the Wranglers take on the Mudbugs at the Budweiser Bull Pen.